really.
Yeah.
So all that money.
I'm afraid you may have to raise your microphone a bit. Indeed.
You have to. The money, all the money you spend. There are some who have scholarships, but yeah, you need that parental eye. Monitoring, are you doing your homework? Is it this? Is it that? They'll keep on nagging you. And perhaps sometimes you sort of even feel resentful. You know, as a student, you go through all shades of emotion and the like. But in the end, you see the superior wisdom, if you like, of your parents. That is what happens. Because how they can see the perspective entirely different. So today is a moment of pride. The idea of a job that will come tomorrow, or even further education. Yeah. But today, it's pride that you had come to the end of a journey. Yeah. A journey which is also just a phase. If you understand how education goes. Yeah. So you've come to the end of an interesting phase. No wonder for many it will be called they are bachelors, they are bachelor's degree, unmarried yet.
Indeed, it's
curious. Is it a coincidence that you know undergraduates sort of called people doing their bachelor's degree?
Sure.
So you need to go on to being a fully fledged knight, which takes time.
It's a moment of pride for these parents, but it's also a moment of now it's time to expect returns from my investment. But yes,
absolutely.
Yeah. So Lolly, moy ulul mi yalla koy bijang inin fode diamta ya moy fana men fo aboko jiko me yalla ko be mum fonun kan komanto wala be nyim perensol to fana
ci perensol alhamdulillah bi ala tentu bake komi ya funya ibe sewo bunne bi be sewo rim bakele bi kantu niye mira da paso mi yalla ko wala dundi sanji jama bi ko yena mabe idimula mbe certificate o di la ka yitandi la ko ay karan kum fala ay min karan sanji nani wala sanji lulu koma bi akoyta male wam kukuma bal wam sewo baldi hanin tel min famo be sirin jang nde dam ma mi yalla ko mu fondin kel dandu nata ke musoti mbe sewo rim fam fe bakele wala na biri ya nyindo ko dinna ko benna kato kala kaaje ko dim fana nga minno ngoke because mbebe banku do ko to woto nyi wululali en safo e dron ko ye kata ya hamme nyi mamen so ke diwul karandi londo la bundala isa kata e tenteng because itelle mo fulol di mi yalon ko se diwul semben tu yano pour ye ke mod mi yalon ko be tilindino la kantu karaw manke kudi mi yalon ko karambun ko na dam malo karaw mu fo kuldi mi yanko follow adatita kordale kon suolle kon kantu daji ko mi yalon ko wululali yole ke diwul to ni wodaji ko le kara karambundo daji ka kendo ni osto kulu wala fanala ase mako enole ye si karambuo kono ye karandi fe ofendi na yano bigo ni ajwe karamu fanna fulade daji ko lon ani londo kantu ni londo so man daji ko kendo sto na fatala ansuma woto bi ni wululal mbebe ka fule male ka fo ala barka bake ale mun to nyanto min so alla dindi wala kodo because nyanto lon prier di o karande mba fule ala barka ale kunyi maba andung altendi misalal kantun te kunkili na ngaji ko sotol komi ya fo nyame ngam molsto mi anko ndo kunyolle bi ifanal bela certificate o tala membo ko jena ba sonko kata fo aji bintu drame ibem fonding keldi mi yalon ko bi e bela kaytol tala ka yitandi ko e karanko adu ngalo ne nibe do ko le minno alta ko la bi karambum bala ko woto nyimu kulti mi yalon ka bentol fana sawarindi lale ka je ko de karanko mami bala anin kayto ko mami bala woto bi mbebe sewo bunne ansuma
abarka bake Loli Abarkabake, I mean, we understand that some of the cabinet ministers are here already. So, I mean, if anything, I think it goes to show that pretty soon, I mean, the occasion would start formally and we would have the commencement of speeches as well. But Mr. Mboy is still on expectations, managing expectations, in as much as society is now expecting something from these graduates. We know, I mean, most of them would also be under a lot of pressure to find jobs, to get promoted at work. How do you manage expectations?
Oh, just do your best. In many years, you just simply have to do your best. You need to have a plan. Do you want to do your master's degree? do you have the funding? Or some might say, would I go for work experience, maybe work for a year or two before that? Or indeed, I don't want to do a master's degree. I simply want to go and work and gain more experience. We know that experience is highly valuable. So this is what one can do. But of course, expectations doesn't just come in the form of you having a good job. In that way, that is why there is a correlation between education and social mobility. So there will be that part. You will have a better job, but again, you have an extended family that will come and rely on you. So that element will be quite interesting, because you do hear a lot of people in private, they complain about it. We are becoming more individualistic in many ways. We are becoming more attentive to that. It's becoming a problem. How far would it go? Our society is changing in one form, but again we have certain conventional ways of doing things that sort of threatening to remain stagnant. So what would that cause? What would happen? So there will be very tough questions for these new graduates. How are they going to handle this wider societal forces and issues? Given that perhaps they might want to get married, they want to get the best for their children and all of these things. But this is all part of growing up. This is all part of growing up. So perhaps when we go through the teething problems, you will always have that sort of thing. But gradually you will work it out. Every phase in life has its own challenges. So you must try to conquer those challenges. Otherwise the challenges will conquer you, which is what we don't want.
Absolutely. Before I bring in Lolly, if you look around here, from the processions to even under these tents where you have some of these graduates, majority of them are women.
Huge change, isn't it? Absolutely. But we've been looking at the statistics in recent years. You can see it here, even with the WAS or Gabis, the number of women now going to school really increasing. There's a lot of work to be done, really, because we know that, for instance, from primary, when they go to secondary, a good number of them tend to drop out. Yeah. There's a lot of work to be done. But again, if you look at the broader canvas, you will have realized that we're making improvements gradually. You see, I may sound like a boring person being gradual. Other people, they want radical stuff. But I'm always suspicious of the radical stuff. It tends to destroy much more than it constructs. And anything worthwhile, the longer term, it takes time to build long-term solutions. It's not a short-term thing.
True.
So this is it. One step at a time. Always expanding the market. One step at a time.
Lolly?
Dama buka lakte Mr. Mboj.
Wow.
Mr. Mboj, yes, same time, nakala melon. So when graduate, I'm gonna find living bit or ambience there, you know.
La nga ko na from nega.
Wow.
This way, how about put it this way? Yes. Then it sort of depended. A lot of affordability came into it, even though government was trying what it could. Because, for instance, Majale Gambia High School in St. Augustine's, yeah? This dummy president, the toga dummy watchman, as long as Kele pastor. You see, that was that sort of thing. Why man takes my whole at the top schools here, be the civic or the marina. My suspicion is that it doesn't matter how brilliant I am, so I'm with money, what chances of going to this top university? I think that as one critic once said, sin mo to an apartheid, educational apartheid. One for hands and all that, and the rest so
Mr. Mboj,
the objective is now to try to get the state schools.
Mr. Mboj, well, the president's convoy is here already, so you get a feeling that he would be within these premises any moment from now. Just a quick reminder that this is the 14th Convocation Ceremony of the University of the Gambia. So the president's convoy, I thought I should share that. I could see the Director of Press and Communications at the Office of the President and some other senior officials of the Office of the President. So you get a sense that the president would be here any moment from now. And even the chairman of the Q group is amongst the dignitaries who are here to welcome the president at this very beautiful, center, the Q City. Yes, you were talking about graduation back then and what it meant for you guys. Yes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Back then, because afterwards, then after your A level, that's what it was.
The president is here. That's the president's vehicle. He's arrived here at Q City, and he would be received by very important dignitaries here. Amongst them, cabinet ministers, National Assembly members, the Chief Justice, and of course, security heads as well, and the chairman of the Q group. Yes, Mr. Boch. Go ahead.
Yes, and of course the president, he is the chancellor of the university. Essentially a ceremonial role, because the effective head is the vice chancellor.
Yeah.
But still, he is the head. He is the title head. Yes, I know. I said back then, because there was no university, but again the government could help some. There were a good number of graduates, Gambian graduates, who went to Forubay College, others went to Legon, Ghana. So you had that sort of thing going on. But again, you also had the private students who could sponsor themselves and then go to Ghana, go to Sierra Leone, but perhaps England, then UK or America and the like. So there was that. Without the university, that was the key. We were really at the mercy. We were really educated by others.
Exactly.
In many ways, yes. So the university now has made a lot of difference, and you know that perhaps we need another one, maybe up country, what we call up country somewhere. Perhaps that might keep some people there, and you also want to create jobs, so that perhaps one could stem that rural urban, which we say that we have to do. Exactly. So you have these multi-dimensional problems, then you have to apply multi-dimensional solutions.
That is the president being ushered into the main QCD building. Beautiful building it is, and it's being led in by the chairman of the Q group and some of the senior members of the organizing committee for this event. But loli niya koma jibe mol me yalon ko e kana wala nyarande bi asiate ko me yalon ko mum musollet
ko asumana bintebe dame fongo ala damale yalon kantung anya fa wata kaje ko sai musol fanan ya karamala kuma yalon tonya nun to mol ya hamoso do bari coming society e mol de nyame sol manyana kelka mod mianko karam manyana warle la fanam e toli nyanta kam minketo wala ngata futu bumul kono kake molti mi yalon ko e la ko be danna futuwol to bari wo sai wo miro be falinkane bi niajube alhamdulillah musol mi yalon ko be nyarandi la jang be certificate rol dilela a buita bakel asumana e sanji danta niajube sanji dantan koma woto sai tol fana ngam karang la kuma yalon andum ngaje ko de niminu ba ko mi yalon ko wala kewolti ya lonne ko musol fana akumatale pour ka ke karandi foye fuda karambu mbalto membo ko university menyin tembo min do masake o felenta fuda nan munta bengoto ngajele a jita munta ay kontondiro ke mi ya lon ko wolle mo ke ba kunukum balti mil ba batun kam Q group la CEO fana mabeta molto mi ya lon ko president jia na dunta konoto folo na fintina ko reke kana mabe be ngonin top woto bi musol la taroja ku mata bakele anu nyato tade soto no la nima musol ka fuje kantu musol a londo be bulle a fero be bulle a tamandir nya be bulle woto ka musol dabula yirwa kolta ku mata bake andu bi be sewo lungulti kaje ko musol fana ye karam kum fale andu bi be nyarande la asuman
Abarakabaka Loli, Mr. Bosch, that is the president there. I mean, exchanging pleasantries with the senior members of the Council of the University of the Gambia, as you can see there on your screens. And of course, I believe after this, they will all be out here for the program to start. I mean, officially, it is the formal commencement of speeches and, of course, other activities surrounding to this event. But, Mr. Bosch, we mentioned vocational, the vocations, we mentioned women, we mentioned the expectations. However, one aspect of this day for me that I always look forward to is the president's speech as well. What are you looking forward to today?
Obviously, with this sort of stuff, that will be the inspirational. That element will be part of it. And no doubt he will tell us that he's been investing. He will tell us all the investments in education, the improvements he's trying to do. And he will always tell us, he will also tell us what he's going to do in the future.
Yeah. And there may be a surprise announcement as well.
Surprise regarding what? For me, perhaps the interesting thing might be the appointment of a new Vice Chancellor.
Yes.
This is really his first convocation.
Yeah.
So I'm very much interested in what he's going to say. Because every time we all know that you need to reinvent, you need to, how do we see what we should teach our people today? I'd love to know that. We talk about technology and all this, but everybody knows that technology. But again, we are told, if you look at, for instance, the corruption index, if you look at all of these other measures of what they call soft skills, maybe we are not doing well with the soft skills. Could that be part of the agenda? We have to build these soft skills. Perhaps that would help in our fight against corruption. So I think for a university, you look at what are the specific problems of your society, then perhaps come with a curriculum to address them. I'm not sure how it's going to be done, but when you look at our society, we know the major issues. How can our educational system, our university, begin to tackle that aspect of it?
Important, Mr. Mboj. Loli, Lonko, Banko Nyaronko, Atalamo University La Nyaronko di Fanang, Andung, kom akasoto nyameng sangosang, Nana Rajang, Afarang, aka speak dile, asa diamu molie, ita dum bi ibe muna expect ka.
Coming adalta kala nyamen duron sangolto. Ala kuma kawo be kata minto walen ka karamuto talibol puri ye nyai fanto ke sawarinde ka yitandi la ko silam ifanal ye do costo le nyanta ka mindi which is give back iseke molti mi ya lonko be nyanne fanto to be proud of themselves wokake kuma kanti mi ya lonko ayo fono ala nyin santam bilalto wodo bi njikita ko fana abe kuma kan sifa le fola comme imu funding keleti woto banku dogo mbeleng mo kilinta kenola saje ko Gambia mun talti ntata dawoda nga Gambia la to kendo ni mim smiling coast ninti dia mimbe Gambia la kodo kumaya mimbe Gambia la kodo nga kata ngo fintindi kanto ni ajube ansumana sangol to mol ka finti jane kata karamol londo ni ka bantala itol bela kata kol be ke ka kaje ko ka mol sabatindi ja ye karanja ye tari la dimbayal ko to ja ye do ko ki ja wodo kumbayata bakele ngaje ko de bi masakew abo kuma kan sifal le fola ka yitandi la ko karan kumata le amanke ka certificate o da masoto bari sila mine moje min jiko min soto ela wo fana mu kuldi mi yanko kumata dum jikita bake ko abo fanna malale anin do ko la fanna nyi fana kaje ko sila ye karan kum fale e foyse muta bulo soto kantu ni karante jida ya karo ka wala ila karola bake kantu wululal anim ila nomo nyol milalon ko wala sutiatela sile ka fo kari de karanta karambu bado woto sila sena haji kilim fula jara nola woto nga kata bake ngan tel city nyimu jikolti nsa kata nga kemolti mi yanko be jiko nyin timmandela bin jikita ko masake o bobu ndani mala bake
abaraka bake loli kon mbokk yi ñu fatalen be legi yana nge topa programme bi di baye ko ci fi nga xamantene modi QCity QTV ko indil tay mu nekk fuka ak ñenteli at bi nga xamantene lañu dal di magal nak li di barabu jangokaay bi gëna kawé ci réew mi fas yene jox lijaas ñi nga xamantene ñoo di ndongo daara yi fa doon jàngee ci different fields walum wergu yaram ci walum jàng ci walum mbay mi ak ci walum métier ak ci lu bëree bëri li nga xamantene ñu ko fa doon jàngee fi mu nekk nag tey ji ñu sentu ne ay junne doomi réew Gambia la ñoo jox lijaas ràññee seen jàng fii ci biir réew mi mu nekk lu am solo comme ni ko Mr Mbodj waxee ak loolu ci gannaaw lii rek li moo dëggal mooy ne réew Gambia mu ngi am yokkute ci wàllum jàng ndax amoon na jamono boo xamante ne amuñ woon université te am nañ université te lii dina dimbale torop ndaxte bëri na ñoo xamante ne buñ fa ñu ngi faa jàngee ci nguur la ñoo dem liggéey kon réew mi la ñoo liggéeyal bërëb bi ñoo liggéey tamit dañ koo gën a dooleel kon lu am solo la xam nañ tamit ne waajur yi ñu ngi am lu ñu séntu si ñoom ndax lañ leen ne ku dem marché ànd ak sa dépense di nga séntu ne di nga ñibbeeg nduga kon fi mu nekk ñoom it dafa mel ni investment la ñu ngi séntu dara ci ñi nga xamante ne ñoo di seen i doom waaye dégg ngeen jàngat bi nga xamante ne Mr Mbodj tamit andi na ko ci lii di kàllaama nasaraan ñuy séntu ne ci lu bañ a yàgg dinañ tàmbali programme bi ndax kii di njiiti réew mi agsi na fii ànd ak ñi nga xamante ne la àndal jamono ji mu ngi si biir di am ñu mu nuyu wanteel waaye ñi nga xamante ne ñoo jiite université bi tamit mu di council members yi gannaaw loolu dina dellu si waar fii si biti ñu daal di tàmbale li nga xamante ne moo di waxtaan bi ak itamit award ñi nga xamante ne la ñoo award ay degrees kon mu nekk bés bu am solo am nañ fi ñi nga xamante ne tamit ay gan lañu nekk ay jàngalekat yu ñu ràññee ci àdduna bàyyi ko ci bitim réew ñoo xam ne ñëw nañ pour bokk ci bés bii Mr Mbodj, the importance of, I know they are invited to grace this occasion, but I think this is also an opportunity for the creation of more opportunities, not only for the students, but also for the university, and even government by extension, that we have academics, I mean, highly respected academics from all over, who've also come to grace today's important occasion.
Absolutely. Come on, academia is really universal. They are all a system of networks, as it were. And then the relationship, you see, rarely would you have some sort of compulsive genius locked up in his cellar and then come up with an original idea. It doesn't work like that. The best ideas sort of tend to emerge out of a community of minds. So that is really what the idea is. So of course, and even without that common spiritedness, if I can call it that, without that intellectual universal spirit, you even have formal affiliations with some of these institutions. So they will grace your occasions, your events, just as you would also do theirs. So this camaraderie, this collaboration, it's hugely important for future knowledge. This is what we are told now. Communication, collaboration, extremely important in future knowledge. And some will have critical thinking and creative thinking. The 4 C's they call it.
Important. Loli. Aboko na luntang orsol jamme yalonko e fanam botana bantala bankoldo. Akira multi me yalonko mo kuma ballo mo. Me yalonko e fanang alaye mako e bakele londola londola inata kamabe nyimbe wala bi na loko nyim fana mu opportunity la pour ndolla university aning karam mundo de ningol me yalonko bi itol lebe graduate kan pour opportunity soto adu misambo jafale ning angale kan wala dol bije na bota bila e findela e bita bandala bankolto gatayla londola fa dol be do ko nyinela dol fanan be do ko dulal melto jiko fanan bijele ko maybe bisela makamo la fa fanan odo akuma ya tale pour ka itande ko nyilu fanan be mol ko na lebi
asumana walla naja kuma ta bakel kantu moy be kuwo kuto ku kendo fo mol se mako yala pour mol se bo akalama ko Gambia fana mu banku le bi yalon ko nyilum be fana liyenne kantu ni nata ke badi ma sembentu ya ka fasa la lumudo ni fana na lungu sida abe soni ala pray ma be la kodo sinyo kubu ka sinyo kare woto nyil mimbe ma be ta jang be mu sinyo led kantu tolle nane bula nyotem ya understand so bi abe kala komin chokki nyolo abole suti andela ndambol tema nyim bankol tema mi yalon ko wolle nata jam londo la bunda la lomba kata fo bunda ko ton me yalon ko e nyin karam to dinul yolle karam kanta sike no kudo be karan kan to la jam a wala ila isulata kudo la amantara karan kan na jam bari nyinul min nata ise kaccano la kaje ko de be bunda ko ton yiru wandi wala nyam woto chokki nyolo ani teria mi yalon ko e jiko mi ye nati nan jam wo mu kul mi yalon ka kumata bakel
baraka bakel loli be mulle to la ko don kere bare ladies and gentlemen, that is the Chancellor's procession, and of course this procession would be followed by the national anthem, after which we would have the invocations. Of course, that is the prayers in Muslim and Christian ways, and of course the formal opening of the 14th Convocation Ceremony by the Registrar and Master of Ceremony. And this will be followed by the welcoming statement by the Chairman of the Governing Council of the University of the Gambia, after which we would have the goodwill messages from the guest Vice Chancellors or their representatives, then the Vice Chancellor's convocation statement, and then the Chancellor of the University of the Gambia's 14th Convocation Address, which will be followed by an interlude. As I highlighted earlier, we have the police band here serving us with some very nice, melodious tunes, and of course this will also be followed by the conferment of the Doctor of Philosophy degree, then the conferment of postgraduate diplomas and master's degrees, then the conferment of the bachelor's degrees, to be followed by the valedictory address and the presentation of awards. So it's a very, it's a very, very packful program, and we look forward to, like I said, the commencement or the formal opening of this very important program. Loli, ibe kuma bale fonun kanjan nimbe kontrol kadum nyilu mel tambira teng aboko abe programme nyin konole pour ka procession so be yalon ko banko nyalon ko le ba nyaton ko yala ansumana bi la kuma ninko mba fola bi wallahi globe boyla majanda kanto nyin lungo mu lunnet mi yalon ko sa se ngane o nga fo fa nga bata kanto niaju be mol mi yalon ko wolle mu luntan de mel jitana jambi nyin kay do mimbe bulu nga jele wati ka jube ya jele mol mi yalon ko wolle mu kunu kumbal de mel nyanta jima mel ma beta be ngoto jam masa kew ma beta kuminto yalon ko manke ku ndinti de woto londo mu kulti mi yalon ko nsa kata kuo ke nganje nga mutambul tandim fulola Gambia mimbe mbul ku kule mi yalon ka matal de nsa kata bake momonding ibe momo e fenso to se min dundino nyin karamula kuoto nga kata nga dundije ay yirwa pour ndiwol pour momaringol pour mbadingol sini mpana se fenso to mi yalon ko be titar lala kaje ko he tonya momo e University Gambia ma abant do ko le beta nyine baytata do ko nyine Mr. Mboch, earlier you did stress the significance of the UTG as an institution to our development as a country. But the university, of course, like every other institution, is also confronted with challenges. We've had, especially in the past year, on several occasions where you have either students or even lecturers complaining, of either being resource constrained, or we have to live with the students as well. I think, isn't it about time that we start really putting more emphasis on supporting the university, ensuring that all the things that they would need, at least the very basic ones, are available to help not just the students but even the institution, because you need to have strong institutions to be able to succeed as a country.
Oh, absolutely. But again, to me, I put it in the context of the wider economy. Well, what's been happening? Have we been generating money? And have we been really spending it in education? Even though we all talk about how much we prioritize education, but again, when you look at the budget, you realize that perhaps education should have had more. So for me, this is really the challenge of the new Vice Chancellor. That's why I'm interested to know. There are problems everywhere in all our institutions. It is not simply enough for the leader to just throw his hands in the air and tell me that, well, I've got no capacity, I've got no resources, I've got no that. If I'm going to do that, I'll probably resign. That is the job. That is actually the job. So how creative can we be? As I said earlier, that what they talk about, the 4 C's of education in the 21st century, the communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and creative thinking. That is really what the challenge is. Otherwise, we'll be here complaining year in, year out. We don't have capacity. We don't have this. We don't have that. Now have a plan for dealing with that. So, madam.
Loli, Mr. Mbodj, bala loli ñëw rek ma bëggoon rek ñu bamtuwaat loolu ci olof. Xam nañ ne université bi bokk na ci bërëb yi nga xamante ne réew mi ci yooyu la moo sukkandiku pour mun a dox mun a am li nga xamante ne mooy développement waaye université bi comme ni nga gisee rek ci yeneen public institutions yi ñoom itamit am nañ yenn ci jafe-jafe yoo xam ne ñu ngi koo jànkuwanteel gis nañ ci at bi ni weesu yenn seen students yi gënoon nañ wane seen naxar ci ni affaire mbir yi di doxee ñu gis ne ñi ngi la jàngal tamit am na si ñoom amoon na waxtu boo xamante ne gënoon nañ wane seen naxar ne yenn ci jumtuwaay yi ñoo soxla pour liggéey amut wala bu amee tamit doyut leen xam nañ ne bërëb boo dem fekk fa loolu waaye soo xoolee tey njëriñ bi university am ak importance bi mu am ci suñ développement fooguloo ne waxtu jot na pour ñu gën koo dooleel.
Absolutely. University top personnel, the highest, as it were, level of education here. Seeing high end, as it were, brain power. The university, I'm like to game, and then we need more of that. They need research as well. You see, I'm not known the university what I teach today because we were told research when they very wrong. But I need more research. Facts about sectors on the basis of these facts they form public policy. So I'm not there one so much to then they take decisions, in the dark in many ways. The concrete hard data. So university that's exactly it. Research, just not simply impart knowledge, but giving you skills, for research and all the rest of it. That's really what modern education is. Really?
Loli, yen nakashaning Mr. Mboy Moyle, Aboko University, akita karambungu time yalonko, kumaya rabake for Gambia la nyato tatu. Kaya fo nyame ning angale kaola ning suruwa kaola, na doctoral, na karandin lal, mechetiol, ibe ike karandi university leto. Woto akumaya tale. Bare ngalonko fana university, aboko na public institutional dol me yalanko wala be banko ka ifanange kolya ko sotale na nyinin ka men na wala mu fo wato man si sai na university nge sembentu
wato sita fatambita ansumana kantu niya jube komi ngafo no nyame kolya ko wol buka ba kolya ko andi tara dawda se kolya ko taraje bari nyim bunda nyanta kala bundalti dami ya lonko man sakunda silang ndefe ibe fere o fere dadala ni karambu nyalla ko nyanta tarre santole ila ferolto anin simfalto membe dending sembentu yandirola na fulola fanala lombam fo joran le sula tambina karambuto ba kantu wole ba kol sone yandele kan ni ajube nyeli ibuka dan karambuda makono ika fintile kata fo banku dolto kata ka risake wolon ka kiskisi roke wala membe dendi la karanla woto kesembentu ya ni joranla kesembentu ya ni na fulola wo mu kultimi ya lon ka be mako ila bake ila karanla bundal ni o man soto hani bi na so be sotolalde kan tonya ibe karana le be jila bari itol fongol le sawaroto ani la pare wala be I wakilindi la ka je ko de tonya telle nga dati nin kelo mun tolle tati tolle ba kelenola fo ya akumfa ni mom tek dolbita la fotema sanji kili sanji fulay be pakra e be bola jele hakke kole ya mi an ko ka wala takki kantum bi ning tara nge kiskis mi yalan ko wolle be jika ni mi meme nyininka asanji nano wala sanji sabo kada nyaade ba fla mandia sawaro aninga hamme min solo pour ka nying maka mo solo wala futande bi mbe damen woto hani bi man sakunda se tonya ba kata kan ba hani bi se kato lafa koy ko suwase bori nyaanya fo sala fa bu sol woto bi ndol nyinen na do koti ka kuol lankena ma membe keri woto mbe nyo hakkil bulandol la kaaje ko de toñale ibake kan bari hani bi isa lafa ansumal obe kumaya la bake karan la fa
baraka bake loli Mr. Mboj, you've heard from the master of ceremony introducing some of the visiting vice chancellors who are here. Like I said earlier, they're here to grace this important occasion. But there you have the president. He's all dressed in his gown and in his hat as well. And he would be leading the procession, which is the Chancellor's procession, which would be followed by the formal opening of this very important occasion. So there you have President Adama Barrow in his gown. this is beautiful, Mr. Boj.
Absolutely, it is all about pomp and regalia and ceremony, even the wearing of the gowns, as if you're a member of a special cult. That's what it is. That's really what these things are. Really, the regalia, you cannot get it out of it, and then the orderliness, the ceremony. So, but it's all fantastic to me. It brings back all sorts of memories and the like, really.
Yeah. Loli banko nyaronko ya jele aboko afela be findirankan afanangi la nyeng haftanol dunne ndoko mako nyaade haftanol afanay gawno nyen dunne anen nafo pour ko kadung ataram nyaton koti oto bi nyem procession me yalonko wole kanaten atele be nyaton ka yala pour ka jeko ifanangi na yela yesi ibe isi dulalto a programme ni stanadati
akumata baki ansubana la pareo benta sa wasang aka nyim pareo leke ka yitandi ko den to lebe kukili kantu ngatalo masaka se pare no pare do nyama bari ya teleke Chancellor di University of the Gambia wata fanana te pare la tenne ka bule kono ka yitandi la ko nyimbe mbela kuolti nyin kumata bakele ansumana felenti be ye wo pare nya kiluleke mumu gawnoti mumu uniform oti mi alon ko wala yitandi rawti ko min bi nyille nyanta la makamol tala bundal to mi alon ko yo le karang ata university bundal nyilto ansumana
Abarakabake Loli, ladies and gentlemen, that is the Chancellor's procession being ushered into the main grounds where they would take their seats, and then we would have the formal commencement of this 14th Convocation Ceremony of the University of the Gambia. Thousands of Gambians would be graduating today from the University of the Gambia. And in this procession, we have some very important personalities. Among them is His Excellency the President of the Republic of the Gambia and the Minister of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, Bachelor. So that's the President being ushered in. And in the background, we have the melodious tunes being played by the police band. It's indeed a very beautiful setting out here. Mr. Mboj, the program is about to commence formally.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I like the touch where the president, beside him, you've got the choir playing as if, in old days, the leader and the crowds around singing your great praises and the like as you go and take your seat. Absolutely.
And the president, right behind the president, you have the Minister of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology. Of recent, we've heard how he has been emphasizing the need to support our higher education institutions and tertiary institutions, and even went on to share ideas as to what he thinks should be done. I remember not long ago he also did talk about a government's plan to transform some of these tertiary institutions into universities. I think for me, the political will obviously is there. It's clear that the intention is there. But again, like I said, we are confronted with so many challenges. However, I'm afraid, just quickly before we'll hand over to the chair.
Government can just do so much. Of course, GTTI, MDI, all of them would convert. But the secret is, how do I create an enabling environment for private sector to invest more into STEM?
Important. So we now hand over to the chair of this ceremony.
And pray.
Thank you very much. Please be seated. Honorable Chancellor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for a momentous occasion like this, we must first commit it to the hands of the Almighty for divine guidance, protection, and inspiration. To help us do that, may we call on Imam Baba Lee to lead us in prayers.
Please join me on our traditional salatu ala nabi. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa sallim. Allahumma salli wa sallim wa barik ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad kama sallaita wa barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim fil alamin innaka Hamidul Majid. Allahumma arina haqqa haqqan warzuqna ittiba'ah. وأرنا باطل باطلا وارجنا اجتنابه. اللهم أمرتنا بالدعاء ووعدتنا بالاستجابة. اللهم دعوناك أن تعلمنا ما جهلنا وذكرنا ما نسينا وعلمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا يا رب العالمين. اللهم أول آية وكرامة أمرته الابن آدم هو الإقرأ باسم ربك. اقرأ باسم ربك. اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق الإنسان من علق. اقرأ وربك الأكرم. اللهم نسألك بكرامتك أن تكرم بلادنا غامبيا وسائر البلاد العالم. اللهم احفظنا واحفظ رؤساءنا واحفظنا آدم برو ونظامه وسياسته وحكومته. اللهم نسألك أن تكبر هذا المركز الإسلام مركز الدراسي جامعة الغامبيا UTG. اللهم لا تفرقنا إلا بما يرضيك. اللهم لا تجمعنا إلا بما ينفعنا يا رب العالمين. yow suñu borom ñu ngi lay ñaan nga won ñu dégg te saxal ñu ci dégg te jàppale ñu ñu ne ci. yàlla ñu ngi lay ñaan senta bi di UTG waaye di Qcell itam ñu ngi lay ñaan yàlla yal na nga ko màggalaale réew mi waaye màggalaale nguur gii ñu nekk yi waral lii di ak nguuri Adama Barrow. yal nañu ko yàlla ottul yàlla ñu ngi lay ñaan nga ottul ñu suñ njiit yi ottul ñu suñ kilifa yi waaye nga defal ñu suñ kilifa yi itam ñu doon borom yërmande ci ñiñ elif. yal nañ jokkoo yal na yàlla sàmm ñu sàmm suñu réew. yàlla ñu ngi lay ñaan jamono ji fitna yi le xeex yi nekk diggante Russia Ukraine ak fu mën a do ci àddina yàlla yaa ko mën a fay yal na nga ko fay. yàlla bu fitna bi ak si suñu réew. yàlla ñu ngi lay ñaan réewi Gambia nga jubale ñu nga def ñu benn umma benn famille nañ maam ya meloon démb ak barka démb yàlla ñu ci delloo. yàlla yaa ñu santane nañ jàng nga sant ñu nañ jàng nga sant ñu nañ jàng. aaya bi nga njëkk a wàcc yàlla ñu ngi lay ñaan béréb bii nga def ko béréb bu jàngukaay waaye képp ku fi jàng it nga may ko xam-xam bu am njëriñ bu muy jëriñee réew mi bu muy jëmee réew mi kanam ci daraja rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. allahumma salli ala sayyidina muhammadin al-fatihi lima uqliqa wal khatimi lima sabaqa nashir al-haqq bil haqq wal hadi ila siratika al-mustaqim wa ala alihi haqqa qadri miqdar azim. سبحان ربك رب العزة أما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. فاتحة. Thank you.
Thank you, Imam. We all feel blessed indeed. As we continue in more prayers, next we invite Reverend Louis Prom. Let us pray. El Shaddai, you are the God beyond all human existence. For in you everything finds its source, and in you all destinations are fulfilled. Generations unborn come from the plan of your action for humanity. Today, as the God of all nations, Gambia, we exalt you. We invite you in our midst because we know you are the author and finisher of our faith. We present to you the very chief servant of this nation, who is the highest of those who would serve your purpose for this nation, the Gambia, our president. All those who are behind him to serve this nation and to participate in forming minds and lives for the future of this nation, we present to you. We also present to you the faculty of the university and all those who will partner with them to work in forming the life and the destinies of these children. We declare, O God, that the fear of the Lord will remain the existing protocol that will keep the patterns of their mind in line with your agenda for their lives. Keep them in the fear of the Lord and in the pursuit of wisdom. Father, let their knowledge guide them to truth and the pathway that will lead straight to that which will bring goodness of everything that will promote the human existence in the life of this nation. Now we present graduates, for we know no man can do anything unless they call upon you. No man can accomplish any great thing unless you are behind them. So this day we ask and activate the power hand behind their lives and put them into the world. For the hard work they have done, we congratulate them. But for the life that is before them, we send you before them. You are the God who will make straight the paths that are ahead of them. And you are the God who will protect their rear guard. You are the God who will give the glory of your hand over their lives and bring them to expected ends. So we decree and declare your protection over them. Let no weapon fashioned against them prosper. May every weapon, O God, of instrument that has been given to them in the various departments of knowledge be used to further expand the prosperity and the success of this nation wherever they find themselves. We cover them with your strength and cover them with your presence. We ask, O God, that Lord, you would make safe their life, their families, their friends, and their relatives. Today we decree and declare your hand over their life, and none shall be able to destroy their destinies. So we ask in the name of Jesus that wherever they find themselves, they will continue to be a beacon of pride and hope for this nation, here and beyond, the Gambia ever through. That wherever, oh God, your plan would find it fit, that their life would express your glory, that they would be people of the Gambia with pride, excellency, and goodness. So today we pray that as you are here directing the affairs of this graduation, that Lord, your goodness will come to us, that your blessings will abide with us, and Father, your purpose will be made known to us. Every one of us, from the president to the least man in this place, may your fear rest in our hearts. May your love direct our thoughts, and may your goodness continue to be that which will prosper our efforts. So we pray your glory today, your goodness today, your blessing today, in the name that is above every other name, the name you gave us. At the mention of the name of Jesus, every knee shall bow. May these graduates go into the world knowing that every situation, every mountain and every valley will make straight and be leveled before them. And they have an equal playing field. With you behind them, they have an advantage. And they would prosper. They will find success because we send them into the world. In the name of Jesus Christ we pray. Thank you very much, Reverend. May the good Lord answer our prayers. Honorable Chancellor, sir, a very good and warm morning to everyone assembled here. I am Taru Mamadou Lamin, and I am the Master of Ceremony for this program. The program would be starting shortly, and we would appreciate it if you could kindly switch your mobile phones to silent mode and be courteous to those around you by refraining from talking aloud. During the presentation of graduates, we encourage you to express your pride by applauding and cheering. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, graduation day is always a day of rejoicing, for it marks the conclusion of an educational journey and the commencement of an other more uncertain and more difficult part of man's quest for a better life and future. Truly, today signifies the culmination of many years of hard work in the relentless pursuit of knowledge. Knowledge that will enable a person to embrace opportunities and take on challenges with clear vision and purpose. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 14th Convocation Ceremony of the University of the Gambia. Your Excellency, Chancellor of the University of the Gambia, members of the Council, the Senate, Section 2 of the Tertiary and Higher Education Act 2016 stipulates that the Chancellor is the titular head of a public university, and he shall preside over ceremonial assemblies of the university and confer degrees and other academic awards of that university. Therefore, in conformity with the law cited, I respectfully call on the Chancellor, His Excellency President Adama Barrow, to constitute this assembly as a convocation of the University of the Gambia for the purpose of conferring degrees, diplomas, and certificates of the University of the Gambia.
By the authority vested in me by Section 8, Cap 2 of the Tertiary and Higher Education Act 2016, I hereby constitute this assembly, the 14th Convocation of the University of the Gambia, for the conferment of degrees, diplomas, and certificates of the University of the Gambia.
Thank you, Chancellor. With that pronouncement by the Honorable Chancellor, the stage is now set for the event to proceed. Honorable Chancellor, sir, members of the Council and the Senate, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I now respectfully invite the Chairman of Council, Mr. Matthew Pindu, to address the convocation. Let us put our hands together for Mr. Matthew Pindu.
Honorable Chancellor, Your Excellency Adama Barrow, President of the Republic of the Gambia, Deputy Secretary General and Head of the Civil Service, Honorable Minister of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, other Ministers of State here present, Chairman of the National Assembly Select Committee on Education and Training, Honorable Members of the National Assembly, Secretary to the Cabinet, members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, permanent secretaries, regional governors, Vice Chancellor and members of the Governing Council, and Senate of the UTG, heads of parastatals, mayors, chairpersons of regional councils, Sefolu, Alkalolu, venerable religious leaders, graduate staff and students of the University of the Gambia, ladies and gentlemen. It is my special privilege to welcome you all to the 14th Convocation Ceremony of the University of the Gambia. We are grateful that you have considered it important to honor us with your presence, even under the present volatile circumstances of the COVID-19 pandemic. We urge that we all obey the health protocols that the situation demands. Every effort will be made not to keep you here longer than necessary. The Governing Council is particularly pleased to congratulate the Chancellor, His Excellency Adam Barrow, on his re-election as President of the Republic. We wish Your Excellency a very successful second term, and we are excited by the belief that this can only mean a reinforcement of your already strong commitment to the welfare and advancement of the University of the Gambia. As a new council under the Tertiary and Higher Education Act 2016, we wish to rededicate ourselves to our national duty to grow and protect the interest of the university. Let me also take this opportunity to publicly welcome the Vice Chancellor, Professor Herbert Robinson, who assumed duty just some 8 weeks ago. His appointment marks a significant find in the treasure trove of highly qualified Gambian academics and experts in the diaspora. We are sure that Professor Robinson will shine. We express our appreciation of Professor Robinson's preference to serve country over the more lucrative option available to him at the time of his acceptance of our offer. We assure him of the Council's support towards the realization of his vision for the advancement of the UTG. Professor Robinson succeeds Professor Fakir Mohammed Anjum, whose tenure ended in September 2021. We thank Professor Anjum for his services to the university and the Gambia at large. We wish him the best in all his future endeavors. Honorable Chancellor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want you to join me in thanking Dr. Aminata Sile, who delivered this year's convocation lecture on Saturday, 26 February 2022 at the Sir Dawda Kairaba Jawara International Conference Center. Because of urgent business back in the USA, she could not stay on to attend today's ceremony. The lecture was on the youth, a subject very much in the limelight in our daily discourse in national politics and economic and social forums. Her topic, the role of the youth in shaping the future of the Gambian, stolen future or opportunity for bold leadership. Scanning through a worldwide view on the youth, but anchoring on the Gambian context, Dr. Silla gave a brilliant analysis of the contribution of the youth and their potential for greater involvement in all areas of national development. Our proposal on strategies for the way forward could provide a useful guide for formulators and implementers of youth policy at all levels. Dr. Aminata Silla, if you are online listening to us, congratulations and thank you for answering this call to national duty. There is no doubt that you have inspired our youth, most especially our graduating young ladies. Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, in our midst today are distinguished academics from beyond our national borders. They are representatives of some of our partner institutions. We have a two-man team from Forabe College, University of Sierra Leone, led by the Vice Chancellor, Professor Fode Sarr. From Obafemi Awolowo University, Nigeria, there is Vice Chancellor, Professor Ogunbodede Eitope. Our cooperation with this university is in our PhD Public Administration degree course. From much further afield, from Gaziantep University in Turkey, we have Mohammed Musa Budak, Secretary General or Vice Chancellor of that university. Then from nearer home, Gaston Berger University in St. Louis has a 5-man delegation led by Professor Usman Chare. Gaston Berger has become an important cornerstone in our postgraduate programs. They help run our master's degree courses in mathematics, statistics, and telecommunications. On behalf of the UTG community, I heartily welcome our visiting friends to this smiling coast. I hope they'll have an enjoyable short stay. Chancellor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the past year was one of mixed fortunes at the UTG. The many successes recorded were overshadowed by the bad publicity that resulted from the industrial action by the University Staff Association. Unfortunately, because of irreconcilable differences between the association and the governing council on issues which had legal implications, the matter had to be referred to the courts for a final resolution. The dispute triggered some student unrest, but that was quickly and amicably resolved. We thank the student executive and body for their show of maturity and the Chancellor for his fruitful intervention that took care of a major demand, buses for ease of transportation of students. Let me at this juncture recognize the excellent work of Professor Pierre Gomez, who headed the 3-month interregnum, and his supporting senior management staff and faculty. The Governing Council is grateful that they were able to steady the ship at that critical period. We also want to put on record our appreciation of the unflinching support of the Honorable Minister of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, and the Attorney General and Minister of Justice. Chancellor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Vice Chancellor will give a report on the more positive developments in the university in the past year. Except that I must highlight the enormous contribution of the federal government of Nigeria to the strengthening of the academic standing of the University of the Gambia. Currently, we have 30 Nigerian Technical Aid Corps volunteers, most of whom are of professorial rank and senior lecturers. They fill important gaps and headship positions in different schools of the university. This technical assistance scheme for the UTG has been running now for several years. We are most grateful to the people of Nigeria for their invaluable support in this important sector in our national development. Chancellor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today principally to celebrate our youth for their achievements after several years of hard work. The COVID-19 pandemic made that period largely difficult, added to which were the disruptions and tensions that marred the final months of their preparation for this day. But as the saying goes, all's well that ends well. To the class of 2021, we congratulate you and your parents and families and friends on this joyous occasion. We at the university believe we have built a foundation in you that prepares you for the world of work and leadership in whatever life's endeavor you elect to engage yourself. I emphasize leadership because certain privileges on you or high expectations of you, at work or in your ordinary social life. The mantle of leadership invariably will fall on you. The UTG is awarding it based on our conclusion that you are worthy in character and learning, and so would have imbibed certain positive values. As we send you out, we strongly encourage you to believe in yourself and make meaning out of your degree. Show dedication to any responsibility that falls on your shoulders. But we caution that in your journey through life, you do not assume an arrogant sense of personal entitlement, because you will not have an exclusive birthright to any position in this country. You must be prepared to compete on a fair and level playing field and not expect to depend on leveraging the destructive aspects of cultural entitlement inherent in various connections of family, tribe, religion, or other problems. At the same time, avoid the temptations of intellectual entitlement, because your certificate will not make you know it all. Respectfully hear out the other parties' views and acknowledge their value. We advise you to be humble and to nurture a deep sense of patriotism. We trust you would. I wish you a happy and memorable graduation day, and I thank you all for your attention.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairman of Council, and thank you for that heartwarming address of welcome. Honorable Chancellor Sir, members of the Council and the Senate, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I now respectfully invite the Vice Chancellor, Professor Herbert S. Robinson, to address the convocation.
Your Excellency, our Chancellor, President of the Republic of the Gambia, Mr. Adama Barrow, Secretary General and Head of the Civil Service, Honorable Minister of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, and other Cabinet members present, Honorable members of the National Assembly, Your Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, mayors, governors and traditional chiefs, service chiefs, and heads of agencies, religious leaders, chairman and members of the University Governing Council and past council, Vice Chancellor Obafemi Awolowo University, Vice Chancellor Forobe College, University of Sierra Leone, Rector Gaston Berger University, Secretary General Gaziantep University, members of the delegation from the universities of Sierra Leone and Senegal, distinguished invited scholars, members of Senate, faculty members and senior administration of the UTG, staff and students of the University of the Gambia, friends and partners of the University of the Gambia, distinguished graduates and their families, members of the media here, good morning and welcome to this convocation ceremony. It is an honor and a pleasure to join you today to mark the celebration of the 14th Convocation Ceremony of the University of the Gambia. May I welcome in our midst the Chancellor of the University and President of the Republic of the Gambia, His Excellency Mr. Adama Barrow, the Honorable Minister for Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, Badara Diouf, distinguished eminent scholars who traveled long distances to be here with us. I also welcome the Chairman of the University Governing Council, members of the Governing Council, and all government officials here present. We equally appreciate our graduates, their parents, guardians, relatives, friends, students from the University of the Gambia, and other stakeholders and partners of the university. This is my first address to the University Convocation as the Vice Chancellor following my appointment on 4th January 2022. I am indeed very delighted to take part in the 14th Convocation Ceremony of the University of Gambia. In this convocation ceremony, 1,134 graduating students who have been found worthy in character and learning will be awarded various degrees and prizes. Also, we have students from the postgraduate school in various fields. For the graduating class of December 2020 and May 2021, we will award first degrees in the following fields. In agriculture and environmental sciences, by gender, we have 5 females and 15 males. The total is 20. For education, we have 28 females, 88 males. The total is 116. For physical and natural sciences, we have 19 females, 63 males. The total is 82. For humanities and social sciences, we have 108 females, 106 males. The total is 214. For business and public administration, we have 162 females, 191 males. The total is 353. For computer science, we have 6 females, 37 males. The total is 43. For medicine and surgery, we have 25 females, 14 males. The total is 39. For nursing, we have 30 females, 24 males. The total is 54. For public and environmental health, we have 12 females, 19 males. The total is 31. For physiotherapy, there's 1 female and 3 males, making a total of 4. For law, we have 48 females, 57 males, with a total of 105. And lastly, for graduate studies and research, we have 5 females and 40 males, making a total of 45. On behalf of the Senate and indeed all staff and students of UDG, I congratulate all of you and wish you even greater achievements in the years to come. I should enjoin you all, as you become proud alumni of UTG, not to relent in promoting the cause of UTG in the years to come. You should be rest assured that we will be glad to continue to partner with every one of you and support your steady progress in your career development. Chancellor, Chairman of the Governing Council, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, just barely 2 months in office, I have conducted a familiarization tour of various campuses, assessed the facilities for learning, the administrative environment, the structure and internal systems of the university, to have a fairly good grasp of the prevailing situation, the challenges as well as the opportunities on the ground. Let me highlight some of the achievements for the period under review. We have set up a new Directorate of Research and Consultancy to support staff and to build capacity. $16 million was provided as a research grant seed funding for UTG staff to undertake research relevant to the needs of our society. Let me also share with you examples of other research projects carried out at UTG. We had a demonstration project on renewable energy potential in the Gambia, funded by the German Ministry of Education and Research, $145.5 million, and that project is ongoing up to 2024. We have another project on environmental impact assessment for West African competitiveness project, co-funded by United Purpose and European Commission, $1.2 million. We have another project on baseline assessment of vehicle fuel economy in the Gambia, funded by United Nations Environment Program to the tune of $400,000. We have another project on feasibility study on establishing ICT tech hubs, funded by the Ministry of Information and Communication here in the Gambia, $2.89 million. We have another project on gender policies for political parties, funded by UNDP, $1.7 million. Another one on knowledge, attitudes, practices on COVID-19 in the Gambia, funded by UNICEF, $2.6 million. A think tank hub, a Center for Sustainable Development and Policy Studies, which is currently funded by UNDP through the Ministry of Finance Project Coordination Unit. This is $20,000. And finally, we have a project on climate conflict, funded by World Food Program, $37,000. These are just examples of research projects that were conducted during the period under review, and some of them are ongoing. We also have the Office of University Relations, which was established to widen cooperation and to develop partnerships with the university at local, national, and international levels. About 10 institutions, universities have renewed their partnership agreements with UTG as a result, with activities in areas such as faculty and student exchanges and joint research projects. We have also the Careers and Wellness Counseling Center, which was recently established to support students on their career choices, internship and job opportunities, as well as their mental well-being. The UTG graduate scheme being funded by UNDP and UNFPA provide internships for graduates. Another interesting development for us is the Planning and Quality Assurance Department that has been strengthening recently by recruiting 5 quality assurance officers to improve our capacity to plan and our internal systems to enhance quality. The libraries at the University of Gambia have undergone significant changes, which included the establishment of the university main library and renovation of its branches. The digital revolution of the library has already started. The subscription of EBSCO, host journal and online database is a success story. It is now possible for UTG community to benefit from the same journal database as top-notch universities across the globe. The university management recently approved $88,275 for the purchase of Turnitin. This is a software to help promote academic integrity and good practices in writing. The implementation of smart classroom at UTG with the help of UNESCO ICHI, based at the Southern University of Science and Technology, Shenzhen, China. With this in place, the UTG stands out among the 7 universities in Africa with such a sophisticated infrastructure. Several academic and administrative staff have benefited from study leave, both locally and overseas. 10 staff have sponsored to attend various professional conferences, seminars, and workshops globally. These are just recent achievements. Ladies and gentlemen, as the new Vice Chancellor, I intend to build on these achievements registered by my predecessors and to improve other critical areas that needed urgent attention. So what is my vision and plans for the transformation of UTG? The UTG has evolved from inspiration to impact. And today we are redoubling our efforts with a view to securing the long-term sustainability of the university and to leapfrog into the digital future. Universities all around the world have three major activities: to educate students, to produce knowledge, and to apply that knowledge to inform both teaching and facilitate development through socio-economic and environmental transformation, working with various partners such as government, private sector, and development partners. It is therefore important to realign the core objectives of the University of Gambia to put more emphasis on these three areas. One, through supporting research and learning. Two, supporting research to inform teaching and to enhance the learning experience of students. Third is the application of research through knowledge transfer and innovation. A critical element of development involves the formulation of policies informed by research to respond to the needs of our society in critical areas such as health, education, and agriculture. Policy formulation must be context-specific. Therefore, we need to produce the knowledge here, and it must be anchored on evidence of what works. A long-term perspective is therefore vital as the university evolves so that we can come up with homegrown solutions to respond to the complex socio-economic challenges facing the Gambia. Let me assure you that this administration is determined to spearhead a positive transformation through a quality-first agenda within the limits of available resources to fast-track the development of our university. Chancellor, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have initiated an assessment of our teaching programs, research activities, and the application of our research to support government, private sector, civil society, and development partners. In the coming weeks and months, I would be in a better position after extensive consultation and situational analysis with my team to make a formal pronouncement on the implementation of my vision and plans to transform the University of the Gambia. Our quest for improving quality education at UTG would necessitate a degree of recalibration and refocusing on the following key areas. The concept of 6S. We need to look at the student's experience. We need to look at staff development. We need to look at sustainable financing. We need to have systems in place for performance management. We need to have systems for engagement. Now, for students' experience, the university administration has been working on strengthening the screening and selection of candidates for admission to our various undergraduate and postgraduate programs to enhance the quality of the student body. Training curricula are also being reviewed to ensure that our programs are accredited by the National Accreditation and Quality Assurance Authority, NACA. An undergraduate student handbook was developed to ease the integration of new students into campus student life and to promote a culture of a healthy mix of work and fun in their pursuit of education. The UTG Alumni Network is being built gradually to encourage continuous engagement of past students with their alma mater through sharing of lessons, lessons learned, ideas, mentorship, and financial support. Give you an example, an endowment fund of 1.1 million has been created to support students with the help of MSDG project and their plans to engage other partners to facilitate access to higher education for the most deserving students that are disadvantaged. Under staff development and welfare, the quality of our staff must reflect our lofty ambitions. The university is reviewing quality assurance in our staff recruitment process with active involvement of all departments, schools, and communities in the screening of candidates. Staff capacity building and welfare will continue to receive the priority it deserves to support our quality-first agenda. Efforts to enhance staff development would include sponsorship for local and overseas training and active participation of UTG staff in local and international conference and workshops where they can network with their peers and benefit from peer-to-peer exchanges. The third one is space for teaching, learning, and recreation. Facilities for teaching, learning, and recreation are being improved. The completion of the first phase of our Faraba Banta campus will enrich the quality of the teaching environment, which remains our top priority. We will embrace new technology and e-learning to open new doors for accessing education and learning. Plans are also underway to develop journalism and medical libraries to better cater to the needs of our student library users. The fourth is sustainable financing. No doubt the question of funding continues to pose major challenges to effective service delivery. The UTG will continue to develop a strategy to mobilize adequate resources through partnerships, provision of fee services in such areas as research, consultancy, and policy dialogues, as well as improve cost-saving measures. The fifth one is system for performance management. We are developing a new staff performance appraisal system and corporate performance dashboard to respond to our quality first agenda. This will be supported by a comprehensive IT system which will also be used to manage in teaching, research, and consultancy service. The final one is stakeholder engagement to strengthen the link between academia and industry. We are developing an industry university to act as a sounding board to ensure relevance of our programs, to enhance the link to industry and experience of students in the classroom through lectures by industry leaders, to develop joint research proposals and training programs with industry leaders, and finally, to act as an interface for internship and job opportunities for students and graduates. Now, to do this, we need support. So I would like to appeal once again to our friends, well-wishers, and partners to support our quality first agenda and reposition UTG as a top-ranking university in Africa. I call on the public institutions, private sector, civil society, development partners to collaborate more with the University of the Gambia. The university needs our support to reposition itself as a center for incubation of innovative ideas that will address the problems of our nation through centers of excellence and innovation. The centers of excellence and innovation will help to position the university amongst the best in the region and to serve as a catalyst for development. I will work with senior management and our development partners to identify thematic areas where we can harness the best of our resources and knowledge to create and structure these centers of excellence and innovations to add value to our services to the country and humanity at large. Together, we can make better use of the enormous potential of the university, betterment of this country. Your Excellency, President of the Republic of the Gambia, Chancellor of the University of the Gambia, Honorable Minister of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, Chairman of the University Governing Council, and members of the University Governing Council, Senate of UTG, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I cannot end this convocation address without expressing my sincere appreciation to all of you and other stakeholders for the support and cordial relationships that the university has enjoyed. All of our staff, students deserve commendation for their commitment to the maintenance of a stable and progressive academic calendar here in UTG. To the graduates, as you leave this university, remember that you are now part of the alumni network of the University of the Gambia. Be good ambassadors for this university. I want to assure all of you that the university management, under my leadership, will continue to do our best to UTG to become a top-class university. I thank you all for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, Honorable Vice Chancellor. Thank you very much, Honorable Vice Chancellor, for that comprehensive statement detailing all the major happenings at the university during the period under review, and also for highlighting your vision and plans for the transformation of the University of the Gambia. Next, we'll have goodwill messages from our invited international guests here present. Honorable Chancellor, with your kind permission, I now have the honor to invite the Vice Chancellor of Obafemi Awolowo University, Professor Eyitope Ogunbodede, to give his goodwill address.
His Excellency, President Adama Barrow, the Chancellor of the University, Honorable Minister of Higher Education, Mr. Badara Jove, and other cabinet members here present, Mr. Matthew Ndur, Chairman, Governing Council, Professor Herbert Robinson, the Vice Chancellor, University of the Gambia, proud graduates and their parents and guardians, my lords, spiritual and temporal, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, other protocols duly observed. Professor Herbert Robinson, Vice Chancellor, University of the Gambia, sir, on behalf of the Council, Senate, congregation, staff, and students of Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, Nigeria, I wish to congratulate you, your management, staff, and the Governing Council on this auspicious occasion of the 14th Convocation Ceremony of your university. It is remarkable that you have made this convocation an international event with dignitaries across all walks of life. Let me also seize this opportunity to appreciate the visit of the Vice Chancellor, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Registrar, Director of Finance, and Project Manager to Obafemi Awolowo University in June 2021 to renew and extend the Memorandum of Understanding between OAU and UTG. I'm glad that our partnership has been very productive and mutually beneficial. We shall continue to nurture this positive relationship and engage in programs that will further strengthen our cooperation. We thank God for seeing University of the Gambia through all the challenges facing universities at this time. We wish you and your team very rapid progress as you continue to reposition UTG for significant contribution to research and innovation at local, national, and international levels. We pray for greater success in the years ahead. Please accept our best wishes and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Vice Chancellor, Obafemi Awolowo University, Professor Eyitope Ogunbodede, for that goodwill message. Next, we'll invite the Vice Chancellor of Forabe College, University of Sierra Leone, Professor Fode Sarr. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, Mr. Chairman, I beg to stand on the existing protocols. I bring you greetings on behalf of the administration and staff of the University of Sierra Leone on the occasion of your 14th Convocation Ceremony, to which I have been invited as a guest today, the 5th of March 2022. I am highly impressed by the manner in which this special occasion has been conducted and organized. This occasion is what every university traditionally does at the end of every academic year, when students who have successfully completed their training are conferred with degrees, certificates, and other academic awards. The peoples of the Republic of the Gambia and the Republic of Sierra Leone have a long-standing relationship and have always had a lot to share in common, especially in the field of education. When Furabe College was established in 1827 as an institution of higher learning, it attracted nationals from across West Africa, including Gambians, who went there to obtain higher education until the recent past. The establishment of the University of the Gambia in 1999 as an institution of higher learning is understood not as a deliberate departure from the tradition, but as a demonstration of a sense of self-determination to build and develop higher educational institutions at home. While it is good to study abroad, it is better to do so at home if similar institutions are available. That is the more reason why I am impressed by your university's vision statement that the University of the Gambia shall be the powerhouse for the transformation of the Gambia through the creation, application, and transfer of knowledge. The graduates, upon whom various degrees and academic awards are to be conferred here today, truly certify and will continue to actualize the university's vision statement. It is my hope that as they are graduating today, they will go out into society as true agents of transformation, having acquired the necessary training and knowledge from this powerhouse, which is the University of the Gambia. At this point, I wish to commend the chairperson and members of the Governing Council, the Vice Chancellor of the university administration and staff for the tremendous work they have done in training this crop of graduates and for organizing this colorful ceremony. I will surely return home with tremendous memories of this wonderful occasion. I thank you all, and may Allah bless the university and the people of the Gambia. I thank you all.
Thank you very much, Professor Fodesa, for that goodwill message. Next, we invite Professor Ousmane Thiaré, Director of Gaston Berger University, Saint Louis, Senegal.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of the Gambia and the Chancellor of the University of the Gambia, Adama Barrow, Secretary General and Head of the Civil Service, Honorable Minister of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, and other cabinet members present, Honorable members of the National Assembly, Your Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, Chairman and members of the University Interim Governing Council and past Governing Council Mayor, Governor, Managing Director and Head of Agencies, Venerable religious leaders, distinguished invited Vice Chancellor and Scholar, and colleague faculty members and senior management of the UTG, staff and students of the University of the Gambia, friends of UTG, distinguished graduates, member of the media. It is an honor and a great privilege for me to be invited for the second time to speak at the 14th Convocation Ceremony of the University of the Gambia. UTG Convocation Ceremony is now marked in golden letters in UGB calendar, and it's always a pleasure to come to Banjul, which is home. As I said last year, the Gambia and Senegal form one great family and nation. Not only do we have strong blood ties, but also we share many cultural features. Consequently, we should reinforce the already fruitful collaboration between our two institutions to better face the challenge of African higher education in the 21st century and bring our contribution to the development to our continent. One of the most pressing challenges African universities will face in the short and medium-term future is youth employment. As a matter of fact, the African Development Bank estimates that the youth population in Africa will double to over 830 million by 2050. Thus, universities, colleges, and employers should collaborate to redesign their courses to meet the current needs of the job market. In addition, they should include entrepreneurship, training, and digital innovation across different courses to encourage self-employment, knowledge, and skill. To succeed, we must share our experience and research to produce highly competent young people capable of transitioning the dignified and rewarding job and impacting their communities and countries. We have already successfully completed 3 master's programs, respectively in mathematics, computer science, and statistics. The addendum of our first MOU make rooms for collaboration in various fields, including art and science and medicine and all other relevant areas. Together, we can succeed in our mission of excellence in the service of the community. But what brings us together today is a celebration of the glorious culmination of years of unremitting hard work and perseverance of our graduates. Dear graduates, allow me to congratulate you on this special day, which I hope will mark a smooth transition into the professional work for those looking for a job and promotion for those who already hold a position. I wish you great success in your personal and professional project. I'll also encourage you to be entrepreneurs who will set up their own businesses and hire young people. I would also like to congratulate the UTG staff teachers, administrators, and technical staff without whom this success would have been possible. I cannot close without praying for the success of my colleague, the new Vice Chancellor of the UTG, Prof. Dr. Herbert Robinson. I wish you great accomplishment in this position. Thank you again to UTG for having us in Banjul. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Professor Usman Chare, for your goodwill message. And last but not the least, we'll now invite Mr. Muhammad Musa Budak, Secretary General of Gaziantep University, Turkey, to give his goodwill message.
His Excellency, President of the Republic of the Gambia, Honorable Ministers, esteemed Vice Chancellor, distinguished academicians and faculty members, dear guests and graduates. It is an honor for me to be here today at the 14th and Convocation Ceremony of the UTG.
The UTG has graduated and left lasting imprints on the minds of many young Gambians, most of whom continue to contribute to the development of our country. Conscious of this, it is not surprising that the UTG has requested me to speak on national unity, patriotism, and nation building. I have opted to do so briefly and in broad terms, linking them with education and higher educational institutions to address the challenges we face as a country. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the findings of the Truth, Reconciliation and Reparation Commission provide enough evidence indicating that there is an urgent need for Gambians to engage in deep self-examination and for us to commit ourselves to uniting the nation and building on our diversity and strengths for the welfare of all citizens. Among other approaches, education must be at the center of efforts to moderate behavior, change attitude, and contribute positively to national development and peaceful coexistence. In the process, it is imperative that we value and sustain the noble tenets of good governance, democracy, and the rule of law. All this makes it necessary to recognize education as a basic for national development. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, experience clearly shows that formal education plays an important role in nation building, manifestly by facilitating access to knowledge and skills, irrespective of socio-economic background and personal circumstances. Institutions of higher education, in particular, contribute most significantly to character building, besides producing the trained and educated bulk of a country's workforce. It is in formal educational institutions that values are better examined, understood, and internalized. Thus, in institutions of higher education, it is feasible to lay a solid foundation for mature political awareness and participation, define and transmit the concept of patriotism, and strengthen commitment to national unity among students. Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, 15 years ago, one could count the UTG graduates in government institutions. After 22 years of existence, there is hardly any public or private institution in the Gambia without UTB graduates. We have noticed that many graduates of the university act as agents of development, and they show strength of character, generate creative ideas, and have positive mindsets. Relevantly also, they match their counterparts from other universities and are doing well outside the country. This is quite remarkable, and it is what is expected of every respectable educational institution. It is evident as a result that the UTG management and staff appreciate and endeavor to train lifelong learners with the right attitude to tackle challenges, look into the future with confidence, and adapt to the ever-changing circumstances of life. It is within this framework of mind that Gambian graduates can build and strengthen the degree of resilience needed to sustainable development and the creation of a just and progressive society. As the Chancellor, it is clear to me that as the country's only public university, the UTG is committed to graduating citizens that are not only equipped with knowledge and skills, but also trained with the right character to participate in the collective efforts of nation building. In other words, in building a better Gambia for every citizen. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my government acknowledges the role education plays in fostering peaceful coexistence and nation building. We are also fully aware of the crucial part it plays in character formation and development, especially among the youth, who are rightfully regarded as leaders and visionaries in the making. We genuinely recognize, believe, and appreciate the links between education and aptitude on one hand, and on the other hand, national unity and patriotism, as well as nation building and stability. There is no need to refer to research findings on such matters, except to reinforce our beliefs. In light of this awareness, since 2017, the government has been relentless in ensuring that we continually improve the quality of education we provide, including the educational programs offered in tertiary and higher education institutions. It is common knowledge these days that quality education creates opportunities and addresses socio-economic disparities, regional inequalities, and uneven development, particularly in low-income countries. Consequently, my government will remain committed to providing accessible quality education countrywide. A key objective for taking this approach is to break the existing social and economic barriers that hinder progress and quality living conditions. Another major objective, of course, is to enable the youth to realize and unleash their full potential. Noting that life is dynamic, it is necessary to occasionally review and redefine the aims and objectives of education in order to utilize it as a positive vehicle of change for a peaceful world order. To be functional, education must help to curb crime and unrest, enhance peace, stability and security development, and supply adequate resources for the labor market. I am tempted to propose education for sustainable sustenance, peace, and development as a mantra to be infused into learning processes and embraced as a common vision for society. For greater impact, it is wise also to adequately accommodate on our curriculum the need of the population and provide the relevant quality and type of education required to address the negative socio-economic circumstances that characterize some of our communities. Furthermore, the education program we deliver should seek to unite our people in nation building, endeavor and prevent conflicts and disorder. Ladies and gentlemen, in a genuine democracy like ours, citizens are guaranteed all the freedoms and rights they deserve. However, as patriots, we must avoid division and put the interests of the nation first. In this way, differences of opinion would not slow down our march towards a prosperous, peaceful, and united Gambia for all of us. The Gambia is a sovereign state that belongs to all Gambians. So it is our collective responsibility as patriots to secure the country and make it a happy homeland. With the true spirit of national unity, we can solely achieve our development targets. Turning to the graduates, let me observe that you have every reason to feel proud of yourselves and celebrate your well-earned success. We are glad that you are now ready to join the world of work. With your new status, you will have to safeguard your integrity, including those already in employment and students from other countries, your performance at work should indicate that you are worthy of your achievements. As ambassadors of the UTG, remember that success and failure in life can be influenced by 5 critical factors, namely hard work, sincerity, commitment, discipline, and honesty. Similarly, peace, hope, and courage sustain us as human beings, especially in times of difficulty. Make the most of the time and opportunities at hand. Consider your new status as graduates to be an obligation for you to give back to society, at least as much as you have received. Once again, I congratulate you and wish you every success in your future endeavors. To the ministry and the entire higher education community, I say well done and keep up the good work. God bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chancellor. Thank you once again for your candor and forthrightness. I could not agree more that national unity and patriotism are the catalyst for peace and development, and therefore forms the bedrock for nation building. Next, we have the conferment of Doctor of Philosophy degree in Public Administration. Honorable Chancellor, sir, the person whose name is listed in the brochure, having fulfilled the requirements of the statutes and regulations of the University of the Gambia, and has been found worthy both in character and learning, wish to be received as a graduate of the university, holding the Doctor of Philosophy PhD degree. I will now call on the Dean, School of Graduate Studies and Research, to present the graduate. Will the graduate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the School of Business and Public Administration please stand?
Chancellor, in the name and by the authority of Senate, I present to you the following candidate. Present and those unavoidably absent. The name listed in the brochure to appear on the list of whom I stand proxy for the conferment of PhD. His name is Job Salifu.
By the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Public Administration of the University of the Gambia, as approved by Senate. Thank you.
Next, we have conferment of master's degrees as Master of Public Administration, Master of Science in Public Administration, Master of Laws, Master of Arts in African History, Master of Science in Public Health, Master of Public Health, Master of Science in Business Administration, Master of Science in International Relations and Diplomacy, Master of Arts in English, Master of Laws, and Master of Science in Economics. Honorable Chancellor, sir, the persons whose names are listed in the brochure, having fulfilled the requirements of the statutes and the regulations of the University of the Gambia, and have been found worthy both in character and learning, wish to be received as graduates of the university, holding the Master of Science, Master of Arts, Master of Public Administration, and Master of Public Health degrees. I now call upon the Dean, School of Graduate Studies and Research to present the graduates.
Chancellor. In the name and by the authority of Senate, I present to you the following candidates, those present, those unavoidably absent, whose names appear on the list and for whom I stand proxy for the conferment of Master of Public Administration, Master of Laws, Master of Science in Business Administration, Master of Science in Public Administration, Master of Science in Public Administration, Master of Arts in English, Master of Science in Economics, Master of Science in International Relations and Diplomacy, Master of Science in Public Health, Master of Public Health of the University of the Gambia.
No.
By the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I confer upon you all the Master of Degree in the various programs in the School of Medicine and Allied Health Sciences, Business and Public Administration, Law, Arts and Sciences of the University of the Gambia.
Thank you. We'll now give 3 hearty cheers to the graduates. Hey, Pepe! Hey, Pepe! Hey, Pepe! Thank you. You may please resume your seats. Next, we have the conferment of the Bachelor degrees of the University of the Gambia. The deans, provosts of schools will present graduates in the following order of schools. First, School of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences, followed by School of Arts and Sciences, School of Business and Public Administration, School of Education, School of Information, Technology and Communications, School of Journalism and Digital Media, Faculty of Law, and School of Medicine and Allied Health Sciences. Chancellor, sir, the persons whose names are listed in the brochure, having fulfilled the requirements of the statutes and regulations of the University of the Gambia, and have been found worthy, both in character and learning, wish to be received as graduates of the university, holding bachelor degrees of their various schools. I'll now call upon the deans of the various schools to present their graduates. First, School of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences, Professor Sidat Yafa.
Chancellor, sir, in the name and by the authority of Senate, I present to you the following candidates whose present and those unavoidably absent, whose names appear on the list, and for whom I stand proxy for the conferment of the degree of Bachelor of Science in Agriculture and Bachelor of Science in Environmental Sciences, respectively, of the University of the Gambia.
By the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I confer upon you all the degrees of Bachelor of Science in the programs of the School of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences of the University of the Gambia.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chancellor. We'll now give 3 hearty cheers to the graduates of the School of Agriculture. Hey, Pepe! Hey, Pepe! Hey, Pepe! Thank you. You may please resume your seats. Next, we invite the Dean of the School of Arts and Sciences, Dr. Abdul Kareem Kamara, to present the graduates.
Chancellor, sir, in the name and by the authority of Senate, I present to you the following candidates, those present and those unavoidably absent, whose names appear on the list and for whom I stand proxy, for the conferment of the degree of Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Arts of the University of the Gambia. Indian population.
bang ibe nyada be mala mala la alinga londo ni londo mukubadi wali ya be kantanale kana mano ya suzo boni kantanale.
Thank you very much, Jali.
By the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I confer upon you all the degrees of Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Arts in the programs of the School of Arts and Sciences of the University of the Gambia.
Thank you very much and congratulations. We'll now give 3 hearty cheers to the graduates of the School of Arts and Sciences. Hey, Pepe! Hey, Pepe! Hey, Pepe! Thank you very much. You may please resume your seats. Next, we have graduates from the School of Business and Public Administration. Go ahead.
Chancellor, in the name and by the authority of Senate, I present to you the following candidates, those present and those unavoidably absent, whose names appear on the list and for whom I stand proxy for the conferment of the degree of Bachelor of Science in Economics, Management, Accountancy, Public Administration, Banking and Finance, Marketing, and Tourism and Hospitality of the University of the Gambia.
Thank you very much, Jali.
By the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I confer upon you all the degrees of Bachelor of Science in the programs of the School of Business and Public Administration of the University of the Gambia.
Thank you, Honorable Chancellor. Congratulations to the graduates. We will now give 3 hearty cheers to the graduates of the School of Business and Public Administration. Hey, Pepe! Hey, Pepe! Hey, Pepe! Thank you very much. You may please resume your seats.
Yeah, thank you.
Graduates in the School of Education, please stand.
Honorable Chancellor, sir. Okay. Why repeat that? Okay, they are not yet out. Thank you. Honorable Chancellor, sir, in the name and by the authority of Senate, I present to you the following candidates, those present and those unavoidably absent, whose names appear on the list, and for whom I stand present, for the conferment of the degree of Bachelor of Science Education and Bachelor of Arts Education of the University of the Gambia.
By the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I confer upon you all the degree of Bachelor of Education in the programs of the School of Education of the University of the Gambia.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chancellor, and congratulations to the graduates. We'll now give 3 hearty cheers to the graduates of the School of Education. Hey, Pepe! Hey, Pepe! Hey, Pepe! Thank you. You may please resume your seats. Next is the School of Information Technology and Communications. Will the graduates in the School of Information Technology and Communications please stand?
Chancellor, sir. Chancellor, in the name and by the authority of Senate, I present to you the following candidates, those present and those unavoidably absent, whose names appear on the list and for whom I stand proxy for the conferment of the degree of Bachelor of Science. Bachelors of Computer Science and Bachelors of Information Systems of the University of the Gambia.
Yes. By the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I confer upon you all the degrees of Bachelor of Science in the programs of the School of Information Technology and Communications of the University of the Gambia.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chancellor. We'll now give 3 hearty cheers to the graduates of the School of Information Technology and Communications. Hey, Pepe! Hey, Pepe! Hey, Pepe! Thank you very much. You may please resume your seats. Thank you. Next is the School of Journalism and Digital Media. Will the graduates in the School of Journalism and Digital Media please stand?
Chancellor, sir, in the name and by the authority of Senate, I present to you the following candidates, those present and those unavoidably absent, whose names appear on the list and for whom I stand proxy for the conferment of the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Journalism of the University of the Gambia.
By the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I confer upon you all the degree of Bachelor of Arts in the program of the School of Journalism and Digital Media of the University of the Gambia.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chancellor. May we now give 3 hearty cheers to the graduates of the School of Journalism and Digital Media. Hey, Pepe! Hey, Pepe! Hey, Pepe! Thank you. You may please resume your seats. Next is the Faculty of Law. Will the graduates in the Faculty of Law please stand?
Thank you.
The Chancellor, in the name and by the authority of Senate, I present to you the following candidates, those present and those unavoidably absent, whose names appear on the list and for whom I stand proxy for the conferment of the degree of Bachelor of Laws of the University of the Gambia.
By the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I confer upon you all the degree of Bachelor of Laws of the University of the Gambia.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chancellor, and congratulations to the graduates. We'll now give 3 hearty cheers to the graduates of the Faculty of Law. Hey, Pepe! Hey, Pepe! Hey, Pepe! Thank you very much. You may please resume your seats. Next is the School of Medicine and Allied Health Sciences.
Political science.
Chancellor, in the name and by the authority of Senate, I present to you the following candidates, those present and those unavoidably absent, whose names appear on the list and for whom I stand proxy for the conferment of the degrees of Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Physiotherapy, Public and Environmental Health, Bachelor of Science in Physiotherapy, and Bachelor of Medicine and Surgery of the University of the Gambia.
By the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I confer upon you all the degrees of Bachelor of Science in the programs of the School of Medicine and Allied Health Sciences of the University of the Gambia.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chancellor. We'll now give 3 hearty cheers to the graduates of the School of Medicine and Allied Health Sciences. Hey, Pepe! Hey, Pepe! Hey, Pepe! And thank you very much. you may please resume your seats. Honorable Chancellor, sir, I have the pleasure to invite Abdulrahman Bari, who is the 2020-2021 valedictorian, to read the valedictory address for the December 2020 and May 2021 graduating classes of the University of the Gambia. Abdulrahman Bari, please. By the way, Abdulrahman Bari is the overall best graduating student.
Okay. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic and Chancellor of the University of the Gambia, Mr. Adam Barrow. Your Excellency, the Vice President, Dr. Aissatou Toure. Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly, my Lord Chief Justice, Secretary General and Head of the Civil Service, Honorable Ministers here present, Honorable Members of the National Assembly, Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, Service Chiefs, Chairman and members of the University Governing Council, distinguished invited scholars and Vice Chancellors from sister universities, venerable religious leaders, staff and students of the university, distinguished guests, fellow graduates, members of the media. I am extremely humbled by the honor placed on me as the valedictorian of the class of 2021. It is a big feeling to be here today. I came from a family with almost no history of higher education. My loving parents have never been to school. What is called a school was new for us. I didn't have a formula or history to look back on. So as the first generation to go to school, I have to figure it all out on my own. The prospects of a quality education seemed far. But like the saying goes, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. I saw an opportunity to change the course of history, and thus the dream of a quality education was born. Moving swiftly on, some years later, I have not only achieved my dream of a quality education from the University of the Gambia, but here I stand to give the valedictory address for my class. As my former dean would say, education is the road to freedom. I could not be prouder of how far I have come. The journey has been tough, but it was worth it. Fellow graduates, for the past 4 years, we shared the same journey to further the course of our educational goals. In this process, we have become brothers, sisters, husbands, wives, and best of friends. We have inspired one another to pursue our academic goals with seriousness, and we have given our all to this pursuit. We have spent sleepless nights to prepare for our tests and exams and to keep up with deadlines. Finally, we have reached the place where we reap the benefit of hard work. And yes, we have done it. You all have earned the right to cheer for this success today. Our education at UTG was not one-sided. There is also another side to our struggle. It was not all about reading books and assignments. There were fun moments too. We will not forget the wonderful extracurricular activities, student weeks in Tendaba, and trips to neighboring countries. We have meaningfully spent our student life in UTG. Friends that will last a lifetime are what we have made together. My UTG experience is the best part of my life so far, and I can safely say the same for many of my fellow graduates. It was not all sweet experiences though, but UTG has taught us we can always make lemonade from the lemons that life has thrown at us. Fellow graduates, you deserve all the praises for this milestone. You have put a lot of hard work and sacrifice into your studies. It was never an easy ride. We all faced challenges. For some of us, the challenge was finance. For some, it was health. And for others, it was juggling school and job together, all of which made the attainment of this goal difficult and special. These were all trials and tribulations that we had to go through to make it here today. It was difficult for all of us as we dug deep to find the inspiration to continue on this path, but our resolve to attain our goals has proven to be far stronger than any obstacles we have faced. Whether it is traveling long miles to attend lectures, the pressure to submit assignments on time, or taking tough exams. Time and time again, we showed firm commitment to our academic endeavors and a drive for excellence. So here we are today, standing tall and proud of all our accomplishments. That we all made it here today is a testimony that we all have broken barriers and we are all capable beyond measure. Let us take this as a sign that we can accomplish greater things in the future and go after our goals without fear of failure. Chancellor, sir, this class is really ready for development. I can say with confidence that this class is no stranger to challenges. One of the deadliest pandemics in the modern history is happening at the same time as we just got our degrees. It has forced us to learn within the confines of our homes, miles away from any library or friends, much to our grief. But that did not deter us from going after our dreams. We faced the challenges with resilience and courage to emerge victorious. For all of us, this is not how we envisioned our university lives would go. But we have also embraced it like the champions we are. And we have come out on the other side stronger than ever before, ready to face the challenges of the world. COVID-19 may have robbed us of some quality time together, but it has helped to bring out these important qualities of ours, which are resilience, courage, and determination. On this note, I want to sincerely thank the university management for making sure that we did not miss out on the important education that we came to seek during this time of great uncertainty and panic. We all received an undiluted education despite the challenges caused by COVID. The University of the Gambia, through the dynamic leadership of the management and staff, adjusted themselves up to the challenge by venturing into online classes for all students in the university, which undoubtedly is the reason we are here to celebrate this milestone today instead of 2024 or 2025. So on behalf of the graduating class of 2021, I extend our sincere thanks to you for the foresight and leadership that you have shown in these difficult times. I would like to extend similar thanks to the government of the Gambia through MOHAS for offering scholarships to the vast majority of students in the university to pursue their dreams of higher education, some of whom are among those graduating today. Thank you for investing heavily in the future of this country. I implore you to continue supporting students in their academic endeavors by making tuition fees more affordable and by providing services such as fast internet connection and printers in all campuses to help make the experience of university education much less difficult for students in our noble institution. Fellow graduates, today is the end of an important journey in our lives, but it is the beginning of a new one. Earning this degree today doesn't mean that all of our problems will disappear or fade away into thin air. But it means that we can confront all of our problems knowing that we are adequately prepared. In the coming months and years, life will ask tough questions to each and every one of us. In fact, we will face setbacks that will test our limits and patience. My advice is do not relent in the face of such adversity, but trust in yourself and know that you have all that it takes to overcome whatever challenges that may come your way. Know that your potential is limitless. When you face failure, as it is sometimes inevitable, find courage within yourself to get up and try again. It is only through repeated trials that we develop the maturity that it takes to accomplish the impossible. So be bold, be strong, the future is now. When you achieve outstanding success, always remember to share your blessings with those who are less fortunate. We are all better off when everyone around us succeeds as well. We should endeavor to open the doors of opportunities to those who will come after us and inspire the next generation with lots of good examples. Let us avail ourselves of courses that are much bigger than our individual dreams, because it is through that we will realize our true meaning and purpose in life. So class of 2021, I know you will achieve great things in your respective fields, and UTG will be proud to have produced such wonderful ambassadors. I wish you every success in your next journey. So I say to you, in the words of Maya Angelou, just like the sun, just like dust, just like air, we will rise. Finally, I cannot conclude without thanking all those who have contributed to our successes. As Sir Isaac Newton once said, if I could see far, it's because I stood on the shoulders of giants. On this note, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to the faculty and staff of the University of the Gambia for delivering quality education and for shaping us to become responsible and productive citizens. You all have selflessly offered your shoulders for us to climb, even at the expense of your leisure. We cannot repay your kindness, so thank you. To the lecturers of the School of Arts and Sciences, especially the Department of Mathematics, I cannot forget you. Thank you for all the support that you have rendered to me and my colleagues during the last 4 years. Your advice and encouragement have been our driving force, and your patience our source of comfort. Finally, to the people who made it all possible, my family. Special thanks to my mom, without whose sacrifices I would not have been here today. She was my sole comforter when things didn't go my way. She was never tired of listening to my complaints. I cannot count the joy and blessings that being your son has brought to me. So thank you, Mom. To my father, thank you for the outstanding pieces of advices and for being caring. I wish you long life so that you can witness more achievements like this one. To my brothers and sisters, Amadou, Barry, Mariama Barry, Fatumata Sow, Aminata Barry, and Ibrahima Barry, I am grateful for the unconditional support. Okay? To my friends, I say thank you for the encouragement and support. So congratulations, class of 2021.
Thank you, class valedictorian. May we please give him another warm round of applause. Thank you very much. We now come, the next on the program is the ceremony for the Award of Excellence. Now, these awards are presented to the graduates who have achieved the highest academic standing in their respective programs of study. December 2020 cohort, gold medal winner, overall best graduating student, Julde Jallo, BSc Chemistry, summa cum laude. Julde Jallo. Silver medal winner, second best graduating student, Sekou Dieng, BSc Economics, summa cum laude. Bronze medal winner, third best graduating student, Paul Sanyang, BSc in Mathematics, summa cum laude. Julde, this is Julde Jallo. Paul Sanyang, that's bronze medal winner, third best graduating student. Paul Sanyang. What's the name? Sekou Dieng, silver medal winner, second best graduating student, Sekou Dieng.
Yes, yes. Go. Yes.
Go. Yeah, wait. No. Take it there. Please. Yeah, you can go, it's okay. Thank you. Thank you. May 2021 cohort, gold medal winner, overall best graduating student, Abdulrahman Bari, BSc Mathematics, summa cum laude. Silver medal winner, second best graduating student, Cherno H. Bari, BSc Mathematics, summa cum laude. Bronze medal winner, third best graduating student, Bunja Koma, BSc Mathematics, summa cum laude.
Bayamaro Jambiadi, Mari Malal Jambiadi. Manavo Soto, Kenova, another man, Kenoso. Jelibamba.
Next, we have the awards for the best graduating students in medicine. Gold medal winner, overall best graduating student, Victoria Alex. Silver medal winner, second best graduating student, Muhammad Gay. Bronze medal winner, third best graduating student, Adama Sumbunu.
Toto borosan nanginande, Nkembadufa Moriata, Epalasosa. Jaju Mambure Sina Soba Nyani Vili Kilimani, Amuna Dunia Vele, Musayata Lambezing Ala. Gabriel Jadamanana, Galian Yankaman Yodia.
Thank you very much. We now come to the Qcell Special Awards. As in previous convocations, Qcell has been generous enough to present awards to students who excelled in computer science and information systems. I now call upon Abdulrahman Bari, overall best graduating student, to receive his prize. Abdulrahman Bari, Qcell's Special Award, laptop, MiFi router, and a plaque.
Sedi Bari. Nana moji baba moji binga na bonata Sedi Bari. Mandu magenda credit, yama kojo free. Abdulrahman Bari fulo mi mami fulo ni mama ntabide. Ni be mu bari bun koldati. Ali malan na fulo Abdulrahman Bari imam fulo ya tinyade. Bari bu fulo ko barika imam bokiyang.
Baba Jase, best graduating student in computer science. And Fatu Jaramani, best graduating student in information systems. Please step forward.
Nevada dunia vele, imagine bekero kusila nyanjo vela fundita. Nyanjo yambedile. Sanini mano jambenyadi nyanjo tamakude niza kitambe sakilale nyanjo tamaku niza kitambe sakilale nyanjo tamakude na hoye no jale kyawnin kanumali barimma hanyi kabu nyanjo lunya.
Baba Jasi, he's not here, all right. Now, Student Union Leadership Award, Usman Jassi.
Mana Jassi wo, Jassi mana? Hey, kabin belo na ngayon teriyara lo, imagine. Baba Jassi wo, imalong kyolo kono longi. Jassi mana dunia bere, kubeju na besa bani la dunia lo mandi. Imagine na mutu po na mama nari.
Next, we'll have the convocation song. Honorable Chancellor, sir, I now invite the convocation choir to render a song in honor of the 2020-2021 graduates. Convocation choir, please.
Good afternoon once again. I don't need to introduce myself anymore, hence I have done the first introduction. But then our song educates and entertains. So here I come with one of the best songs which will educate you and entertain you as well. Sambo ike samba ya sike, sambo ike samba ya sike, oh sambo ike de samba ya mari gogo sambo etinya lenya sigi metinya iye ngole kukuto male gadi. Nyin samba kari ye nyin sigi kari nya ko sambo siti nyale nya sigi metinya iye ngole kukuto male gadi nyogonna nanula lu faida lento lula nyogon fa nanula lu muradi lento lula politigo to nyogonna nanula lu muradi lento lula iye ngole nyinganu melaba kuru koy saragobo samba yaya kuru fin saragobo samba yaya jabula kuoto kuru koy saragobo faida lenta lula iye ngole nyinganu melaba kana helindi ngojosi samba yaya nganu samba helindi ngojosi mbenganu samba la iye ngole nyinganu melaba sambo sike samba yaya sike iye ngole samba yaya sike nyin samba kari ye nyin sigi kari nya go sambo sitinya le nya sigi metinya iye ngole kukudo male gadi inale manyano ke samba yaya inale mantoro ke samba yaya inale mankela sigi toro ke wo sarale fele iye ngole samba yaya gadi.
Thank you. Quiet, melodious and scintillating. Please give her a warm round of applause.
Now,
Convocation choir, please.
I'm proud of them. Almamana. Amuna? Almamana.
Come on.
Okay.
We met you, bro.
Alex. Ami. I'm coming to stop. You guys don't follow them there. Don't go accordingly because sometimes there's a mistake with that. Okay, move them.
Let us
Thank you very much, University Convocation Choir. So soon we've come to the close of today's big ceremony. What has a beginning must surely have an end. Honorable Chancellor, sir, members of the Council and the Senate, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I now invite the Chancellor to declare the convocation for the award of degrees, diplomas, and certificates closed.
I now declare the convocation for the award of degrees, diplomas, and certificates closed.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chancellor. We will now take the national anthem. Thank you very much. Please, I crave your indulgence to remain upstanding as the Chancellor's procession leaves in reverse order.
That, ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem and the President's closing statement brings to an end this very important occasion. We've had a few inspiring and refreshing moments, statements of wisdom, a moment of celebration it has been for the graduates, for university officials, for parents, but especially for government and the President, who is the Chancellor of the University of the Gambia. Mr. Mboj, this event has finally come to an end. But like I alluded to, we've had, very inspiring moments. We've had speeches of wisdom, of pride, a moment really to celebrate.
Absolutely. It had all the dignity it deserved, really, and the speech is obviously inspiring. Not only that these people have done themselves proud and their families, now it is time to go out there and deliver to the public. Everybody's been talking about the public aspects, the building of character of education. We heard our president, the Chancellor of the University, emphasizing that character. There's been constant emphasis. Even the chairman of the governing council spoke about Matthew Ndur as well. So all of them talked about the burden, as it were, the burden of the degree, the expectations, what you're supposed to do out there. It is not simply going to make money. It's about building character and being an example, perhaps even a moral compass. We use these terms to other people out there to inspire.
That for me is
well.
a catch phrase there, being an example to others, which I think is important. We've had really a very good day it has been. Even for us here, we've learned a lot, especially from the statements that were delivered here today. But Loli, I feel mina program when kumfala na moy kumakangolto banko nyatonko anim farang university nyatonko aning luntangol be yalonko bi nara Gambia kana ma be nyimbengola ngamo ye kumol memfo akera kumol time yalonko ngamera abekata ya marolti
abarka bake ansumana
silang liro futara tongoto le tumomi na mansake kuma kan kallan ke ol yitande membe dendi na fala mi yalon ko be dendi munta dron karangola kuola ay karamunta talibola e sawarindi tumomi na e konton bila lungola lunna mi yalon ko mobe nyabote fe ye kumfari ke sanyinani karangola nyin karambum bato makamo la mi yalon ko wala mu sifalti birin jata kende yalon bang kata follondo la fanala lombam kata fon nan ndangol la kuola wata ay karamunta talibol hani bi ay wakilindi ko bari e karan kufa e kanadan woto dorom silang iseke molti mi yalon ko ibela kata ko kala kaje ko de Gambia ngal yemel lonto mumu daji ka kendoti woske kudi mi yalon ko ba yitandela tonya karan kumata ba daji ko fana kumata e seke molti mi yalon ko be fambu nyala e wato wati be dawadani e sekata ko ke kaje ko de ye karam mina ya tama da nyaaw asumana
baraka bake loli kon mbokki comme ni ngeen ko déggee rek ci loli ak ki di Mr Mbodj dafa mel ni programme bi fi mu nekk ñoom ndar keppal nañ ko fii ci biir Q City gannaaw bi nga xamante ne kii di njiiti réew mi joxe na kàddoom am yeneen kilifa yi nga xam ne ñu fi woon ñi nekk ay gan bàyyi ko ci bitim réew ñoom itamit gaaral nañ fi ay kàddu rafetlu bés bi rafetlu tamit ndam bi nga xamante ne ndongo daara yi am nañ ko ci lii di University of the Gambia si jamono bi ñu nekkoon di jàng foofule waaye tamit mbébét bi tamit nga xamante ne lañ am pour gis ne lii di University bu Gambia am na lii di yokkute loolu tamit gis nañ ko seen biir wax Mr Mbodj they've mentioned plans the intention like I mean highlighted earlier during the day that they have to transform the university to turn it into a world-class university, one that would serve as the nursery, as you would say, for all our development sectors. I think it's important that we have this message being reinforced by the Vice Chancellor, by the President himself, who is the Chancellor. Of course, we expected something like that.
That's it. We were saying earlier on in our discussions that, well, I, for one, couldn't really wait to listen to the PC. To the new Vice Chancellor, and to my mind he said really the sort of stuff that I was looking for. The research based. He called it quality first agenda. Everything will be research based, not only to research the best ways to educate, but also how do you produce knowledge and apply it. So all the centers of excellence, they call it, and centers of innovation. So this is it. You have to bring our education into the 21st century, and this is really the key. So we'll see how his vision would look like in practice. And each of them had a word of advice for the graduates, but some of the things that I really that struck me is words like do not feel entitled, things like attitude, you have to always be disciplined. I think for me these are very, very important aspects of human life. Without discipline, without good attitude, without being humble, it's difficult really to achieve anything in life. Absolutely. Education is not about arrogance at all. In fact, some people will tell you that the more I know that I know nothing, as it were. So that humility goes to the very heart of the intellectual project. Anything else, if you think that you know, then you begin to die intellectually. It is only by having that open mind that you will continually be growing up, as it were, and going through all the evolutionary stages. So absolutely, this is not about arrogance, something that you've conferred on you any special status, any special moral privilege on you. It is not. You're brilliant in what you're going to do, be it an accountant, a lawyer, and all the rest of it. So the next part would be, how do you apply yourself out there? That will be the next test.
Lori, saying Memenkela, we will link with Fode now, our colleague Fode Mane, who would of course engage one or two graduates as well as even their family members. Fode, it's all over to you, Fode. Hello, Fode. All right, we will try and re-establish connection with Fode, but loli comme ba fonon kam ning angale kawla ne Mr Mbodj ngaje ko mel bel diam tabijang ibe yama kumol so le pour university student me yala ko le graduate tabi adabe ko ko ne mel fo wala yama menna molem dajika betia anim fanan ke ka je ko fem yemen karang university to ya kata isa inila dealings with ini mol be deal kan ni mol be doku wala ni e fantara dawoda dunya isa jako ila tanya ni ini mol be duna jokona nyame ase ke kudi me yalon ko ase mo nyafa ngabala nyin kumma ta baka kadon ni momon kulo soto rek aka ko liya baka
asumana aboko legal isetan na kuma kan alfa ngamin fo somandala tumo min na doku nyo fode ay wululal nyinin ka bilung la kuma yala ngamu fo wolem karaw fanna fulale kulu wolom ani londo ni londo so man daji ka beto so hani bi ila londo do na faabe do yalal woto nyin kufulol kilintitano kilinkoma nyil mimbe diamuta je be yamar kuma kawol min di wolom al sekata koke al yake ambassador ti Gambia to yala al tata dawo dandi Gambia to kendo alo fintindi al ngalom minna ale tamani wala yal karandi minna ale tamani wala min mu kulwota nim famajio wo kumata hadama di wala balwotol mo ni e famaji ye kulwota mbendi ku jama ke tarajele woto bi ntol bebe la faro kala molla mi yalon ko wolle iyamari ntol be nyabote fe bi bebe sirinjan ti lokoto but alhamdulillah a jareta nyale woto dalilo min sunta bi mobe la hajol bula ni janjube hadamadi mumbi janga tambitale bari because of kumaya membe londo la kuola wala na mo jama nata woto hani bi ngela fanglang comme suwase bori nyaaya fay sala fa busola e tonya ikana je ko ye kayto sotole ibe sile e bulola nyokam ngaji ko min soto to ye ke mold mi yanko ba jiko da fala itata dawo dandi Gambia kan sa jangyandi e mun horomoto buñato kuluo kono ani famma jio kono wobe kumala bake kan yajube mansa kew kuma kan kallanke lefo membe dendi simfala mi yalon ko ko birin 2017 sanko la mansa kundanata ibe kata kuol ke kan kaje ko de yirwa kuol nati ni londo bunda nyinto ni ajube e la vice chancellor la kuma kan to ye ko sonsoro minke ni santambilal to aya yitandi dapanso min dunta e londo la fanna nyinto mi yanko wala l'university ti ay project jamal fo milia lon ko dol ketale hani bi dolbe tenten karne woto way kuma yitandi ko de manyina nyum bundala ye kilir ke fana ko de ilaftale bunda mol milia ko CSM tuyano pour ye leka because it will be la katoke karne but hani bi abe kole ya ribulle woto nga kilirike mo bela ni kafu ni university bundala isaje soma sining mol se hani kaje ko de nyante diwul dundila wante barindingol because londo mimbi je silam fali wonatal de quality education mbole foka amake danko dronti kara ni karanta londi barkar londi sahyar wala beje wor hadi bi nse nyim makamo bunda mol nse tentu kan yaaje nyimbebe kala bi alata ko lay tolle fanam e tolle fana yela watota adiyata kuyata adoyata siata bari ya di nyin karamta dindi wala mi yalon ko wolle e sulatala sanji dani manke karinaniti wor hani bi ngetentu ngejay
abaraka bake loli Kamara Mr. Mboj gis nañu ne jamono bi nga xamantene ñi ñu fi doon garal ay cadeau di ay kilifa ki ci melni njiti rew mi ki ci melni vice chancellor bi ak yenen vice chancellors yo xamne dañ leen invite ñu ñew ci event bi bay ko ci bitim rew wax nañ ci li melni yar nga am yar wax tamit ci gom sa bopa waye tamit wacce sa bopa manam soufel sa bopa bul yek sa bopa bi nga xamantene di nga reer ci loy def foog naa lu am solo la
ku jànga tijji doo yëg sa boppa boobu moom yàgg nañ di ñu ko wax ba pare pour ma am skill ma am mën-mën is one thing waaye ma yaru naka laa ko doxale naka lay diile ak nit ñi as it were suma def suma mën-mën gi so ni nga gis ne jàng nekkul ne rek mun la de waaye tamit naka nga koo defee foo jaar nga am yar foo jaar nga am yërmande ngay dimbale nit ñi fii loolu mooy njëriñu jàng really jàng public good la pour société bi yëpp moo ko moom moo tax société si start di invent li ñoo ooyee universities dafa dugal suñ doom ñi xam nañ li moo def pour dëkk gi
loolu am na solo ñu ngi maa xamal ne Fodé mu ngi si line bi Fodé hello Fodé hello Fodé
yes eso
all right all over to you Fodé
you couldn't. Yes, I'm getting you. Yes, Yes, gentlemen, here you are, and it has been a happiest day for you people today. And today you graduated from the University of the Gambia. How is the feeling for you?
Exactly. I feel too glad, you know. It's been a long journey for me, you know, with all these hurdles. Today, here comes the end today. I just thank the Almighty for giving me the strength to come through this day. I'm just so glad that I am short of words to say right now, my brother.
So what is next for the future for you?
Oh, the future is bright, but despite this is just a stepping stone, you know, there are a lot of ways to go through. Yeah, but with the strength and hope and everything is possible. I hope this is just the beginning of the start. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we have another one here. Let's speak to this man too. Yeah, gentleman, we have seen today you have graduated from the University of the Gambia. So how is it feeling for you today, graduating as a student of the University of the Gambia?
Yeah, I'm thankful to God and quite happy that I have come to the end of these studies. Definitely, I'm glad. Yeah.
So what is the future for you now, as far as you graduated from the university?
Two things. I hope to study more, and I hope that I will also be able to serve. I studied Christian Studies CRS, so I hope that I'll be of great help and relevance to the church in the Gambia. Yeah.
So what do you have to tell the young people, most especially those who are coming up now? What do they have to do when it comes to tertiary institution education?
Yeah, I would say aim higher and then work hard at it. Yeah, work hard at it. It's a personal thing. There are times that you have to individually look at your targets and then make sure you subject yourself to what is necessary to arrive at those points that you are targeted. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And we have seen another gentleman here with us who is smiling. I'm seeing smile all around his face. So what can you tell us? Today, I know you are very happy as a student of Gambia University. So what can you tell us? How do you feel?
Well, I'm happy. It has not been an easy thing. We thank God for the CVM and the Canadian sponsors. They did quite a good job for the really help us. So we just thank God and thank the university for giving us the grace to study under a conducive environment. Like other places, we may have strike on this or that, but we don't experience such in the Gambia. When they say 4 years, it's 4 years. You just graduate and come out. So I'm so happy for today. And I thank everyone that have participated. I thank the president for making it a point of duty to come and be with the student. In not every country you see president coming to join the student, but I just thank God for the Gambia environment. Yes.
So what is next for you now?
Well, we have to pursue the masters. We have to go for the master's degree.
Beautiful. Wonderful viewers, here we are at the Qcell ground. As you know, it is the 14th Convocation of the University of the Gambia 2022. Like we spoke to a lot of graduates today, they are expressing gratitude and they are expressing their happiness of graduating today in the University of the Gambia or from the University of the Gambia. We are really engaging them, and we will be engaging a lot of them here today. And with time, we will get back to Asmana Esonyasi and others on the panelists while we engage a lot of them while they express their gratitude and happiness to us of graduating today from the University of the Gambia. This is the 14th Convocation of the University of the Gambia 2022. Asmana Esonyasi, we put the baton back to you again.
Many thanks to you, my colleague, for the money there, engaging graduates. I mean, of course, it's a moment of joy for these graduates. But Mr. Mboj, I would like us to talk about Abdulrahman Barry, the valedictorian. This is personal for me. I've had the luxury of watching him grow. I went to the same school with Abdulrahman. I think I seen him about 4 or 5 batches, but we went to the same school. And the sister was, you know, a very good friend of mine during our school days. So he's someone I know very well, and he's ever been smart. I couldn't be more proud of him, honestly.
Story. The first university educated in his family.
Absolutely.
He said, I mean, the parents, no education, so he had to learn the ropes, as it were, by himself. And then I love his speech, his valedictorian speech. He's got some nice, wonderful slogans here and there, talking about the lime that decided to turn itself into lemon. which was an extraordinary image that I like. And then the notion of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So it struck me. He struck me as somebody who's got a level head on his shoulders. And you know, this kid will go far.
I see him going places, really. Loli, ngalang ko watwa niyo mang fengka sa imbare. Abdulrahman pari. Aboko momo men karanta University Gambia, yung sanji nanol men tambita. Alayaki atelebe nyato. Ndedung alayaki ngalong nabe karanta school kirina ana akoto ma muso nyi. But anele betenne ever since karangodo.
Asumana alhamdulillah ala ko nyafa warta bakel. Wo ya hitandi ko de sobe ya bete ata karantol. Sobe ya wale nyi siyama anum tumomi nana ta lonko karanku matal. Because ala kuma kawol tay mi hitandi wolonko ate faman kara ba man kara. Bari ala nata ate de mata keta karan nate.
Loli afele person obita the president is leaving the Qcell grounds. Istanbul, the president is leaving.
Yes.
And I'm being told that we will also be drawing the curtains here very soon. And so I'll engage each of you. Let me start with Loli. Loli, it's been a good day for you, isn't it? I mean, it's been a good day, hasn't it?
Obviously, it was really a good day. Yeah. Alhamdulillah, silam president sarota la tata mutaro kol bantale bari safa alhamdulillah ko be tata nyama mbe duala drofo ala sa ko mo be ke kairoti c'est place kendol dilela ye batamin ke karan la kana ke 15 centi minul fonam binala ani minul fonam baka ala sa soni andi be momoy hamben kosto ka futa dame ala sa futa ndiye wodo mbe karambumbumba fana na karamunta dron morol tentula tumomina ye karandi fo bi mfuta tanyel ngoma be masake fana mba tentula ay wato mimbula kana ma be nyim benkum mato menna molbe tentula mi yalon ko wolle ben fe birin somanala fo nyi wato alhamdulillah donc fara kaira ansubana
baraka bake Loli Mr. Mboch, good day in it.
Absolutely. I heard things here today that sort of give me hope, as it were, and optimism. Look at it today, 1,133 graduated. Last year it was 973. So this is it. Slowly but surely. So we wish, just as everybody did there, they wish the new Vice Chancellor so much luck, because the challenge that we face as a country, I mean as a continent, if you like, huge challenge with this youth bulge. I think the Vice Chancellor of Herbert College mentioned something like that. So what do we do, really, to reap what they call the demographic dividend, otherwise?
Mr. Mboch, many thanks to you. Thank you to Loli and the entire production team. Mbokk yi kon dafa mel ni fii lañ ko emale tey ñu leen di jaajëfal yéen mi ñu doon toppa di congratulate graduates si university bi président bi ak képp koo xamante ne yaa ngi woon ci li nga xamante ne moo di programme bi wala di ñu doon toppa ci télé bi ci rajo bi ak si suñ social media sites kon ñu ngi leen a gërëm di leen sant jërë ngeen jëf ba ñu ñëwaat beneen yoon. I'm afraid that is all that we have for you. And we wish to say a very big thank you to all our viewers out there, to our technicians, the camera crew, and of course to Mr. Mboch, Loli, and myself. Until we come your way some other time. Bye-bye.
jërë ngeen jëf askan bi asalaamaaleykum wa rahmatullah di leen nuyu baax a baax di leen gërëm di leen sant di leen dala jàmm fii si biir QTV ak yéen ñi nga xam ne yéen a baaxoo di ànd ak ñun si Q radio muy téeméer ñetti tomb ñetti fii si biir Tundi Kairaba Avenue ak yéen ñi nga xam ne ba léegi ne baaxoo di ànd ak ñun si Facebook bi wala sax mu nekk si YouTube bi ñu fas yéene tënkal leen xibaar yi samedi yi ngeen si ànd ak